So it's okay. I just want to just make sure you guys are still okay and can access stuff. Where's Lakewood? Invite her. Put her up here. Lakewood, come up here. Come up here. Come up here. I want to apologize.
Hi, love.
Hi. Sorry, I get overwhelmed like when
You're good.
I get a whole bunch of it's like you get it's like attacks. It's like what we're facing on the site and stuff like that. When there's a bunch of attacks that I have that it just seems like I'm getting flooded with attacks in the comments. It's like I need to. That's why I turned them off, and then I was channeling something I shouldn't, so I was like losing sight of who I was at the same time.
Sometimes you have to vent.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Those who believe in this project are here for you.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep working on it. And there's people that I've trusted already. And they're putting comments on my new post. I don't know why you're trusting why you're on Dylan's site. There's a new site that's up and running that's smoother. Doesn't put the link. Doesn't say anything. And there's a reason why there's a smoother site because nobody knows about it. Everyone knows about ours. If people knew about it, it would be attacked. And it's like people just want to be trend, and it's just like. That's where it irritated me so to my soul. I'm like, this isn't something that should be trending and that you should try to trend in that sort of way. If you want to be a part of it, stop trying to divert and take away from what's being done. Try to help.
Yes.
If you don't want to help, then you're part of the problem. You're divisive. And so that was all. Sorry, and this is not what this is supposed to be about. How are you today? And I'm so sorry.
I am blessed. I have no complaints. I'm good. Let's do this. And if you need to vent and tell, people need to hear this. You are a human and you matter. And everybody that believes in this whole project needs to believe and protect that.
Yeah.
On that same principle. Joe wouldn't want no rumor mill going on. That's for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is the freedom that we need. This is what he was trying to share with us. This is our project to carrying it on just because he's not here. That's the point.
Right. Anybody else can come up. I see another request. Oh, it's my brother. Oh, hi, Comfort Animal.
Hi, Brendan.
I did it down. Hi, you guys can come up. Hi. Brendan, you can accept people. Rhonda, you can come up here. I saw your request. You can come back. You can request. I won't bite anymore. I cut it off.
You're good. Sometimes you have to make a point.
Yeah.
Those who really know you understand, and that's what matters.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll call this day oneers, okay?
The rest of everybody else on day 4. So we move fast over here, but 4 is still a lot.
Exactly.
There has just been a lot, and it's good that we've documented and we've just been here. If it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't able to go live and troubleshoot everything at the same time. I'm ready for it, just a library to be up without it getting freaking. I honestly think the people who are DDoSing it are the ones who want to be famous and the ones who are trying to get. They're like, okay, I'm taking a site and I'm gonna fuck it up and I'm gonna start a new site, but they just can't. They're like, why are you still going to his site? Because he can just rebuild it right away.
Well, I do have another idea, but I'm not going to say it on here. I'll send.
I love you for that. I trust you. I'll give you my contact information.
Okay, because I think we don't have to make any major changes, but there is another way to do this and less trollism gone.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
We need real mods. for
Yes, that's
sure.
why me and Leah and Rico, I think is his name, we have been corresponding to let's clean out a lot of this stuff. The point of being a mod is not just like, oh, I get to be on there and go do something. This is about protecting and also sharing positive message, not trying to fluff, not trying to filter. And if, I know that the other two mods that I had talked to agree, because I notice a lot of my pins have been X'd out. At one point, I was muted. There was a lot of other issues that I was going on, and I went on my laptop to go do a duel at the same time, and it
Uh-huh.
wouldn't let me in. So I was like, hold on. Then I was off, but the other two mods were on there, and I said, BRB, I'll be right back. I'm going to try to do something. And I had to do the techie thing to clear everything out to redo it. And I had to uninstall, reinstall, and clear it out. And then I was good. So at some point, I think I felt targeted at one moment, and that's fine. I was not going to get discouraged. Screw that shit. Excuse my language. But we're going to do this one way or another. So that's why I was saying we really need to have a mod meeting. And
I'm
I
also gonna
at
go ahead
least,
now that it's me again. Now I it just sounds crazy. And now that like I've like cut off what I was like connected to, I still have the message, but now I can actually explain what I was trying to talk to you guys about earlier. Okay, so about numbers, right?
yes.
Okay, give me a second. So let me open up this source code. It doesn't even matter. So they can see the source code because it's not, they don't get to see everything of the source code. They get to see a small tiny little like 1.00001% of the code. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what a backend of a computer sees, right? This is backend coding. This is what makes your page look the way it does, have all the permissions it
Yes.
does, keep its bot and everything, like the self healers, the bot blockers, all that stuff in there. Like they look at all these folders. That's not all the code, sweetheart. Do you see it? Do you see the lines? Do
Yes.
you see the lines of code? The number lines, and then that's
What's
not
the
it.
time?
There's
What's the
there's all this folder of all these folders of code. So this is the back end process. Reality doesn't work exactly like this. This was created and it's still a front end reality. So you can just it's still basic tools to be able to understand and do this because it's still alphanumerical in a language that we created.
Yes,
So you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
I don't miss my days with Ruby.
So I understand a deeper level there's like it's like a deeper level of like of back end processes, but instead of you understand, it's like looking at things in 4D. You wouldn't understand what 4D is unless you haven't seen it until you have an experience, and then when you have an experience and you have a memory, and then you can recall from that, and you can actually learn from that experience.
Yes, we need to understand beyond the surface level. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
people are not getting
Yes,
it.
ma'am. Yes, absolutely. The surface level is all new numbers, but you have to stop looking at numbers like one, two, three. You have to think of numbers that can look like anything. Numbers can look like anything.
Yes.
And you can be able to change code. You can change its code. You just have to know how to change its code. Like when you're freaking sawing a piece of wood, you're changing its code because you know how. You made a bypass. You made a
Yes.
front end bypass to change its code. That's all you're doing. You're not actually changing its source code. There's a way to change the source code. So we've learned how to do things through bypasses in physical manifestation form.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to get people to awake and understand. This is what Jesus was trying to do. This is what Joe was trying to do. And people were just like, they weren't perceiving it, and they weren't perceiving it. And so, when Jesus was killed, by the time someone was like, hey, he's doing something here, he's understanding something, and this isn't right, he's phasing in and out of reality and because he understood telepathy and he understood transmutation. He understood that stuff. He understood the code. He was able to understand the code, that there was numbers that don't look like 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, the
I'm
other
not saying
thing
I
is,
do, but I can understand. I now understand how Jesus did it. It was code, and he understood that he was able to tap into the source code and change it on will. And yeah, he was able to change it on will, and he was trying to tell us how to do it. People weren't receiving it; they weren't understanding. They're like, because you have to understand back then there wasn't technology that we were able to manifest with this information and turn and recreate it without actually using it to what the information was supposed to be for, to actually further on the continuement of what we were of the prophecy. Right now we're just in a
loop.
this just ever forever loading, and it's just recycling because there's an error in the system.
I think a lot of the reason why people can't understand this is because a lot of people are stuck in the monkey mind. They have this overthinking and this, that, and the other. And a lot of the stuff, it's like Joe said, you have to stop understanding what you were taught. You have to forget it completely and relearn what
If you
he
really
was
want
trying
to
to
if you really
share.
want to understand what I'm talking about, if you want to look at back end coding, you need to take a full gram of dimethyltryptamine, put it on a spoon, heat up a net collector, hit that bitch, and take a seat. That's what did it the first time. And I swear, I was catapulted through universes. I didn't mean to do this. I was actually being very reckless. And when I did this, this is way beyond, this is like 1,000 times the normal limit. I saw everything and all math and like everything. I just saw everything. I connected to something that was just more than visuals, more than I was catapulted to, and I just every time when this experience was happening, my physical body was doing this, and
Mm-hmm.
every time I would blink and my the cameras in my eyes would open, and how I'm so connected and grounded, everything would change and flip around. Every blink, everything just changed and changed and changed until the next time I opened my eyes, I was gone. I was somewhere else. And I blink again, I was somewhere else. I'd blink again, I was somewhere else. And it just wouldn't stop. It was going so fast and I couldn't stop it. And it just kept going. Imagine the worst panic attack you've ever had. And like I was screaming, and like my real body was screaming and like begging for help. And I felt that there was like 18 people around me, somewhere around that number, 16 to 18 people around me. And I thought what had happened is that I died and that people heard me screaming or my brother screaming. I like when I first took it and I was blinking and I was trying to grasp like what was going on. Like my soul and my body were doing two different things, or is what you think of as soul. Like my source code and my body were doing two different things. And so my brother, I looked over at him and I only saw his head and all this pixelated like dust. And he
Yes.
and I'm looking at his face. His face stayed that way, and he just does this. He's like, "What?" Because I can only imagine what I looked like watching it. And do you remember this?
Oh yeah, he was looking real crazy. Yeah, you were spinning around.
I've never touched a psychedelic again. This is Memorial Day in
just, like, hold you there.
2022.
Until like you came on.
But it's just, if you want to understand what I'm talking about, if you want to get a deeper understanding, if you want an exploration of knowledge, if you want enlightenment, you have to try it. You have to do that, and you have to just, boom.
My first time.
Yes.
19,
Absolutely.
and I didn't know what it was, and
It gives you enlightenment. Isn't peace. It's actually it's kind of the opposite. It's like just knowing all the truth, and you can't just sit with knowing with what's going on right now. You can't just sit with peace at yourself.
No, absolutely not. That's
When you see it in the source code, and you can see the corruption actually truly on the back end, and how it is set up with its self healers and its bot blockers, and it's registering us as the bots.
Mm-hmm.
just like computers.
Mm-hmm.
I understand computers more. I understand most things.
Bolt is a fucking tool that helps people fucking. I know these people. You can't do what I can do. I promise you that. Bolt is a tool that when I'm tired and I'm exhausted, that you can't work faster. And there's another tool that's better than that I'm not going to give you. Bolt's just easy and it's just fast that I could just switch over, then boom. And you can't do anything about it. That's why you're mentioning it. And you know you can't do anything about it. Yeah, you know what it is, but you can't do anything about it.
Facts. Clock it.
And it really is a flex being smarter than everybody else. And nobody can prove me wrong.
It really is our brain signals and receptors and receivers and senders. Like, it's like a radio.
It's just,
and I kind of saw
it does get exhausting because then people who realize that they are not as smart, they get really upset. The toxic people, they get really upset that it's whatever's inside them, the jealousy, that their error, their source code is just programmed incorrectly since birth. That was what the cult was designed to do. So we're stuck in this loading screen.
I used to be one of those.
Yes.
And I really did. I didn't have no intellect. I didn't even have the intellect to go read the Bible and understand what it was I was reading. I would just probably blaspheme it, honestly. Old me.
Go ahead and try and like
this is before I met
do what I'm
you.
doing. You're not going to do it the way I do it. It's not going to turn out the way I turn it up.
It's like I did have this anger and this jealousy. I mean, I was one of those toxic.
And now that we have a community, you're not going to have the funds that we can generate
But now
to keep it up. If you were even
flaws
facing the
and
attacks we faced.
I
It doesn't
do
take.
know.
It really doesn't even take that much, especially with like how I'm so good at like using, like minimizing to like maximizing things like this. Like that's part of the code. You have to understand, just numbers.
The thing is that people are getting so upset.
Read that
over
book in the
whatever
Bible,
reason,
numbers.
the powerful of numbers, and they forget that they can obtain the same thing if they shut up and listen and act. And those books have everything there as long as you can forget what you already knew after this moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we wound up here. That's the
You guys can
whole-
come in here. Grief counselor, do you want to come up in here? No Walks is in here, or Nola Walks. Oh, Nola Walks. You in New Orleans?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I'm just seeing who. If anybody wants to come up here, you can. Leah, I am sorry earlier, and like I want to apologize to you, Leah, because I know that there's sometimes like there's. It sound crazy, but Joe knew he did too. But anyway, when you tap into something and you can also cut it off at the same time. I cut it off, and I'm sorry. I realize that like things aren't going to move as fast as I can move them, like the websites and everything like that. No, so to get people on board, and I'm sorry. I think that you are also a perfect tool to use since you are calm and that you can stay calm to help guide others. And I'm very sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I didn't mean like I understand when somebody's telling you
I'm
to be
so
calm
sorry.
and how that can feel. It was more like the crowd, like just trying to bring some
Yeah.
calm energy.
I was
but
very just overwhelmed with the you guys, and then the information, and then the comments and the resistance, and then trying to stay on board with these two and block this out. It just with I know you understand, and I appreciate it.
I
I'm
do
sorry.
get it.
I'm sorry.
I'm here. I get it. I'm here to help. So I do have the calm energy, so I'm going to show up with it. But
I love it though. Thank you. And I'm sorry. No, keep staying calm, because you can, like, when Dylan's freaking out, you'd be like, you guys, it's okay. This is all right. This is normal. Just stay relaxed. That would be perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. As we get to know each other, like, that's one thing. We'll learn these things about each other. And I'm sorry for that. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. This is like never happened before. So like this is still like new for me too. So I'm just really sorry that like I got overwhelmed in trying to. I'm just sorry.
It's okay. You don't even have to keep apologizing. Don't worry about that.
No, I feel bad.
Everything that's
so
been
sorry.
happening is a lot. Like, you are taking on a lot, and it has been nonstop. and there's a lot coming at you and the comments are going crazy. So, just lean. We all have something to bring to the table, and you have support. So just know that. Like, I can just be a supportive presence and be calm when you need it, and ask for help when you need it, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I think, going back to Book of Numbers, I honestly think the whole idea of priests' blessings comes from the Book of Numbers.
I
It's
hope I
Old
didn't hurt your
Testament.
feelings. I'm
This is
sorry.
No,
pre-Jesus.
don't. It's okay. Like, I can roll with it. It's okay. Don't
I'm
worry about
sorry.
that, okay? And I can handle if it gets
I just
heated, that's
I know I
okay.
sleep and it's just a lot. It's just a lot going on, and there's just still so much that like we just don't, it's just going on, and it's just like it's overwhelming. We still don't know what's going on with Joe. There's just a lot going on with the information, and there's just so many moving parts to this, So it's just trying to keep it all glued together it's just hard. And so I'm so glad that was the first thing for it to keep it together. We needed to establish community immediately,
Yeah.
and we've done that. We've started it.
Yeah.
You definitely have a community with your mods, and they have faith and they have love for you.
Thank you, you guys.
Wow, there are some pages in this Bible that are like not in other Bibles. I definitely need to share later. I'm just kind of going through seeing.
But just
Yeah,
I want to say thank you guys for all of your help so far. Just everything. When I actually get a full night's worth of sleep and I can actually just be correct, it will be way better. So to be able to do that, I have a question for the chat. Would you guys check the websites and go through one at a time? So one person put in a comment, don't like spam the comments. So one person go through, and if there's an issue with the website, go ahead and put it in. And it's okay if there's like 10 or 20 people that go put it in at the same time. That's okay. Y'all probably just thought you were gonna be the first person. Just go ahead, tell me one problem, figure out a problem that you see that's wrong, and I'll just go through the first set of comments, but then stop commenting after the next 30 seconds.
Well, I do have a question. How do we get rid of the phishing issue with the red page so that comments?
I'm gonna. You want me to just change the entire site entirely to a new what I can do? I can attach what I can do for you.
Well, this
I
is
can
just
problem
an idea.
solve, and no. Hold on. I'm thinking. I can problem solve, and what I can do is then attach the community webpage right now. I can swap their domains and see if the issue is the domain itself or if it's the webpage I built. So if I unpublish them both right now and I swap their domains, so what will show up on Joe Felz community would be the Free Bible Access download page. And then what would be on the Free Bible Access would be Joe Felz community page. If I swap them, and I'll be able to, that's one way I can problem solve and see if it's actually my build or if it's somebody just screwed with my SSL somehow.
I think somebody messed with the SSL. The reason why, because when I got off last night, when I got up in the middle of the night, I just for sporadically, something just told me check it. It worked fine. And as soon as I hit the refresh, that's when it turned red. And that was between 1 and 3 o'clock this morning.
So let me go. Let me do that. I should have been having y'all up in the fucking beginning since the whole day. I probably could have avoided that whole crash out.
Hey, sometimes you need it to make a point, hon. It's all good.
Yeah, and it's true. Whenever those things come, I can't have people up. Like it's something else. I can't interact with anybody. I can't have distraction. I have to it's weird, and I feel bad that I have to do that, and I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel some type of way. But when I do have to share a message, I have to share a message without. But right now, it's not that time. I've already said what I need to say today.
So it's something to do with the certificates, is what I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason that the privacy notice would go off is because your SSL is I even go through and like I get it and I diagnose and I check and see if it's anything wrong with the security. And it always directs me to the SSL. Check the SSL, and my SSL has its status code is blank for that site.
So
and it usually gives you a status. It should be like yellow if something's wrong, or green if it's good, like orange if something's wrong, or green if it's good. And
so I'm going to guess the basic browsers that are on laptops and phone, the certificates are a lot higher than all the other that don't have the protective phishing stuff in it.
You did not get a virus from the site.
Yeah, there's no virus. I do know that there has been
people try to upload viruses, yes, but that's why there's an approval process. I approve everything that can be downloaded. So
yeah, so I don't think. All right, I guess if we change the SSL or fix it, excuse me, and see how that goes first, because it works on 3 other browsers, no problem. And Oprah is one of them. On the phone.
Oh, I was like, what did she just say? What's going on now? I was
just giving my update because you were saying to tell everybody to change the browsers. So while you were expressing and venting, I decided to open up the laptop, and at the same time I was talking to Leah and I was explaining to her what was going on, and my laptop shut down and I was like, oh crap, this is not good. Let's try this. So after I reset it, I put down 3 different browsers to see where the issue is. The basic popular browsers are going to be an issue.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, give me a second. Yeah.
Figured out something weird. Like, you know how you can heal your body by tapping into your thoughts?
Whatever it is.
So, going to the Bible, I'm looking how priests were able to heal, and they had to tap into God through their mind, and the Lord said it was him that blessed and healed. So I had this sore spot on my side of my back, and I'm sitting here kind of doing these stretches, but while I'm doing them, there's some scientist found within us that's almost it almost looks like the crucifix, and it's in our DNA, and I was envisioning that and moving it from my heart to that spot like it's a magnet with my brain. And as I'm doing the stretches, I'm focusing it on that spot, and then once I stopped, I don't feel that pain right there. And I think Joe is kind of right about that book on the forces of magnetism.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think your pineal gland honestly is a magnet. But see, I didn't have to look into the chakra work or nothing. I just had to understand what I've read and what I've read through a little bit of that book, a little bit of Joe's video, and a little bit of the Old and New Testament. And I think the Bible is trying to explain that it's all through our thoughts. It's all what we manifest in our hearts, and that directs with our soul. And that's just what I'm thinking, just by my own experiment.
For me, the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, and the book you just mentioned all go together. They make sense for me.
Right? Give me a second, guys. I'm going to step away just 1 second. I'm trying to do something on the computer. I know. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these books, what they're really pointing to is the power of the mind, the power of belief. So like whatever avenue you take, it's having that understanding that you can heal.
Exactly. And I honestly think that's kind of why God set like a 10 Commandments. It was morals to direct our mind to good. It wasn't about oh, we're following laws by this God who's above us and wants to control us. It was, no, he was trying to teach us how to direct our minds to be good. It wasn't about control.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think literally the whole reason the books are being hidden is about control. It's about keeping that knowledge and that power from people to understand that it's all within them. You don't need an outside source.
Guys, the reason why you can't open the link, I believe Dylan's working on the sites right now. But yeah, even Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life is, yeah, you have to accept the power of our Father and where we came from. I don't think it was just about worshiping Jesus, because I don't think he wanted to be worshipped. Like God said, like no man should be idolized. And it says many times in the New Testament that Jesus came here to be a human, to go through the human experience. And everything that he did was something that the Lord did through him. So only Jesus was able to have this unlocked in his brain while we have it blocked out because we're not Christ. We're not the Messiah. We're not the Savior, the Anointed One. And it also, my Orthodox Bible, it explains more on Jesus and what it means. So Jesus means Savior and Christ means the Anointed One. He got that name because it had actual meaning. He didn't share a surname with his mother and father. And Mary was told what to name him. She didn't come up with the name. And there is nobody in history or in our times whose name is Jesus. In Spanish culture, it's Jesus. But it's never pronounced like it's ever pronounced in our Bible. So I'm starting to realize, like, I think what the Bible's trying to tell us, it's not about Christianity. Christianity was formed after the Bible. None of those people were Christians. They just followed their intuition and what it was telling them.
It's the spirituality of Christ.
Exactly. We can be Christ mind. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that's why God placed these rules and these morals for us, because when we focus on our mind on good things, we can be good. And it also heals you. It heals your soul. It heals your spirit, your relationships with people, your body.
Hold on a minute. Somebody just made a reference to Jesus as Yahshua.
You know, I tried to find a lot, and I don't bash anybody with that belief, but believe what you want. But in my own research, I just can't find a actual connection to that.
Yeah,
other than the language in Hebrew, which was used by the people that persecuted Jesus. Hebrew was by the Jews. It was actually Aramaic that was the main language in the time of Jesus, and it explains in my early reader study Bible and my Orthodox study Bible that sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Okay, so what it said is that Jesus wrote everything in Aramaic, but it was translated later in Greek.
Yes, and
meaning it was never written in Hebrew. That was the Tanakh. That was the Jewish book that was written in Hebrew. And that's why we don't get many English translations of that. And yes, he performed miracles because, like I said, God was able to unlock Christ fully to use his power. But he still, when he came on the earth, he loved the earth so much that he limited his power. That's why, when after he died, he came back 8 times to different people. I even have a whole page on that, but he went and met with different people, met with these fishermen in Galilee, and they got a great catch, like the greatest catch in history at its time. And then he came, I think at the end, to, I want to say it was 12 different people. And right before, so when he came to Galilee the first time, before he went to the Sea of Galilee to the fishermen, he appeared in front of 500 witnesses just to prove us that he was able to defeat death in the victory through the resurrection. To prove to us that he was right, that he wasn't lying, that he wasn't scamming, he was being transparent.
And did he not speak out against organized religion?
He did. And he spoke out against the churches. He told us to leave the churches, that they are greedy, they are sinners, and they are blasphemers and liars.
Mm-hmm.
And look what the church has led us to after the first crusade. Okay, after the second crusade. The second one was defense, but after that, it went from self-defense to we're just going to hunt these people and thin their numbers like they did us. That became revenge. And that's why after the second one, it was all wrong. Because it was through the power of the church, not a divinely selected king.
Right.
Because it even says in the Bible that our leaders, our kings, were divinely selected, and that we have to honor them. But when there's corruption, when there's evil, to give it no mercy. And that's why the church doesn't want us to read these books, because they want us to control, because the Bible suppresses it through subliminal messaging that we have to keep reading and studying to understand. But when we read these other books and we don't look at it as paganism and evil, but we see it as this is tied to what the Bible's trying to teach us, then it unlocks our minds and wakes us up, and they don't want us to do that. And that's what Joe was trying to do. And those people who said that Joe didn't believe in Jesus, I saw a video of him and his girlfriend. They helped a baby bird that fell out of a nest, and she put it back up with the parents. And he said, "This is why I love you, because this is the Jesus in you."
Yes.
Aww.
He did believe in Jesus, because Jesus was about good energy and freeing your mind.
Yep.
Nothing about long hair. I mean, Samson was told not to cut his hair. But that's just because that was one man who was given a command. That doesn't mean we all have to be like Samson.
Yeah.
Anybody can have long hair. Anybody can have short hair.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Jesus earlier, I was trying to say Jesus was like trying to just tell you, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to do it, and like people interpreted it incorrectly. So it just didn't work. So he just ended up just dying instead.
Now, is there evil magic?
For the sin.
Absolutely. There is
Apparently.
evil ritual.
That's
There's
what we're
evil
being
magic.
told. That's
It's
what we're being
horrible
told.
intentions.
Is that it was because it was for our sins, and that we can keep sinning, and that it's fine. Jesus died, so now we can keep doing it. That's what we're being told. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just like Ouija boards, for
No,
example.
but seriously, I mean, yeah, of course, but you still have to question everything. You
Yes.
still question everything. Don't just go with what you're just being told, because where does it say that?
No, I do question it. But
That's
then I
where-
kind of go and do things and see for myself, see what works. Like I was explaining, like I was doing these stretches. I had this like real painful spot in my back. It's not even there now. Just because while I was doing, nobody told me how to do this. Nobody gave me instruction. I just put the pieces together and figured, what if I do it this way? And it worked.
It's just funny, Jesus. They say Jesus died for your sins. Did Jesus tell us that?
No, it was the people that wrote on account who witnessed Jesus.
Of course, Jesus didn't say that.
Because I'm still working
He
on
didn't
this
say I
project. on
died
my
for your
TikTok.
sins. Those are what people are saying. That's what that you question everything. You
I'm
have to
going-
question everything you've ever learned. I know sometimes I'll shut up, but just remember that you gotta question everything.
I'm going through all the books in the New Testament and 4 different versions of the Bible that I have in my physical collection on my TikTok. And there's a lot of different information, especially the Orthodox Bible and my early readers study Bible from when I went to Christian school. They have more information in those Bibles, study notes, introductions, pages, maps that other Bibles don't show. I have the most basic bare bones Bible I bought in 2025. There's nothing extra in it.
It
Nothing.
is so basic. Like it is just like they remove. They're like, this is what
But my
happened.
other Bibles are
Adam
not
was
basic
here
at
with
all.
Eve. There was a light. God was here. Next chapter, Exodus. It's like what?
I mean, here, I'll just show you by the thickness of these Bibles.
What?
Like, this is my Orthodox Bible, and it's pretty thick. Here is my Christian School Study Bible. It's also pretty thick, but then when you look at this one, it's real thin, much thinned down. There's like at least 500 pages removed. This one, there's a couple hundred pages probably added. I'm trying to show. Yeah, there we go. This is bought in 2025. And then this one, it like comes in its own box, and it's huge. This one's massive.
No one's reporting it. No one's spam reporting site issues. I wonder why.
And this one's got well over 2,000 pages. Wow.
Yeah, it's working. There's a lot of downloads on everything. We have 24,000 downloads.
So that's about 2,500 pages in this one.
We have 24,000 downloads.
They absolutely can. And if you look at
I can't remember. Leo, have you been here since this morning? Did I make this webpage today? I've done a lot. I can't remember.
Honey.
751.
You've been at it for 4
pages
days.
in this one.
Is it all just turning into a big blur?
I've lost all the fat in my body. I'm like, my heart's about to like say, all right, fail.
I know. You need sustenance. Nourish your body.
I know, I'm trying, and I have, and so I've been trying. Brendan, what haven't I eaten today? Do you want to go get me some food? You know what? Nah, wait a minute. Do I have?
I'm good.
Wait, I thawed stuff out last night. Oh my god.
So there's 1,795 pages in this Bible. Okay.
I have a whole thing from salmon from Whole Foods. I keep a whole bunch of stuff stacked in my shit. I just don't eat, girl. I work.
1,754 pages. 2,400 pages. This one's only 700 pages. 2,400. There's over 3 times as much context in this Bible than this basic one. There's about more than double the context, if not 3 times the context in this one, because you got all the study notes and it's a smaller print. So like, I'll show you. Broken down and designed, and basically all your verses are on the top and your study notes are on the bottom, and those are meant to better understand what you're reading. My next will get the 88 book Ethiopian Bible and probably the 72 book Catholic, because I'm trying to compare them all in one video as I'm reading. So you'll probably see me reading the same chapter over and over again. But trust me, the context is going to be different.
We're out of the damn, what you call it? Olive oil, Brennan. Y'all think beef tallow would be good with fucking salmon? I'm gonna try it. I need to fry.
I have a question. Is there a way to make a rule about the upload if people are not putting the title to not accept it?
The books of Adam, books of Mary, book of Eve. Well, book of Adam and book of Eve, you know, because those were like the first humans on earth. They're also proven to be very sinful. So that's why the Bible that's why the church removed it. I would definitely like to read that and see like their life experiences that we don't get to read about.
Ooh, this sounds.
I want to see what were Adam and Eve up to on this earth other than these like few chapters, and it jumps straight to their children.
And then God. Don't put beef tallow in the fridge.
And then when I kind of read, because I read Revelation right after I read Enoch 1, 2, and then Genesis, is I noticed I think Alpha Omega was repeated in Enoch, Revelation, and Genesis. It's almost like when you look at Revelation, Enoch, the beginning is just like the end. Big spiritual war. Satan was punished twice. He was cast down from heaven to earth along with the fallen angels. Then they became Nephilim. They died out. Those became demon spirits. And what we see in Revelation is we go back to battle with those demon spirits, except this time they're being cast to hell. Meaning hell isn't open yet. With
Hi,
all this
new
evil on this earth,
people.
Satan's definitely walking it.
Hi, new people who are new here. Hello, I see people like following and stuff. Hi. I don't know what you saw, what led you here, but you're gonna be confused as hell.
The update about the website, I have successfully downloaded 10 different things and had no problem. And the upload works fine too.
Let me see. Let me check if there's some really good books to approve.
Just wanted to give you an update if anybody was asking.
Just approve the Book of Tobit. Again. Bell is getting approved. But hey, someone download that real quick. If it download it to a computer, if you have a problem with it, I have a Windows drive to back up your shit. So if whoever wants to test whatever I just uploaded wasn't a virus, I would really appreciate it. And if it is a virus, I can restore your stuff. Well, I can reinstall your Windows. Did he add cocoa butter to this?
Oh yeah, I got it. It works. The bell.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just an image. It's a PNG file, so it should be safe.
The bro commandum.
It's usually weird things like exe files or zip files you want to look out for, or rar files. Like anything that's compressed, really, like compressed files, .exe files. You don't want those. APK, that's your application installer file for Android. IPA, that's your package installer, your app installer for Apple. So look out for those as well. Even though you can't download that computer and jailbroken device, I still want to click those.
I have a question. Is there a way to filter out so there's not multiple copies of the same thing? Like at least leave two
So,
copies?
well, it depends, because I think there might be different versions, say, of Enoch from different versions of the Bible, but
Okay. I was just
I
wondering.
don't know if there's maybe there are some duplicates. Oh yeah, PDF files with links as well. Yeah, if your PDF file is not straight like source, like straight up the book, we're not going through. Don't even click a link that's in somebody's file.
Yeah.
Can someone upload the CIA UFO files?
Say that again?
Dude, I used to have a whole thing in my phone.
No, we have them. I have them.
It got deleted off somehow.
I just gotta pee.
But I had like all the CIA files, like all of them, in a RAR file that I zipped on my phone, and somehow it's all gone. That happened like a year ago. Like I was trying to put the videos on TikTok. Like I put Walt Disney's UFO documentary on my TikTok. Like all that's gone. Like you can't even find that on my page. TikTok removed it. I got it from like a Reddit group. I'm sure you can find them though, because a lot of people were leaking that package.
Wait, hold on a minute. Somebody just asked, is the Adam and Eve on there already? I can't search it. Are we missing pages again?
At the bottom.
Oh, I didn't see the rest of that. My bad.
Who else is up here? Oh, it's just us. It's just the mods. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't.
Perfect. So hi mods. These are all three. These are should be all the mods except for Sky. Sky is also a mod, and there might be another mod. Grief counselor might be a mod. I think you are a mod, aren't you? Aren't you? You want to come up here?
Rico Rex.
Grief counselor, you can come up here if you want to. What's your name, David?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? And Fair Child. Fair Child. Yeah, she come up here as well. Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Dylan? What's up, everybody?
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of our community and helping us meet.
I was the one telling you, peace, calm down.
We all got to crash out from time to time, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we're still human.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, you have to understand, even if Jesus could fix his own source code and phase in and out of reality, and he still had an error message and would flip tables rather than being
I was just going to say, Jesus flipped tables.
Exactly.
when he was able to tap into the source code. So you know,
What about water?
the walking on
anybody
water.
Thought
Or, like,
about
what do you mean about it?
the source being water?
Oh, what about like also where did water come from and all this stuff? Like if there's any information.
Okay,
on-
if you read the Genesis, the first book,
Yep.
he doesn't talk about the creation of water because water was already here. And why is it the one thing on earth that is so tainted? They do everything they can to make sure that our water
Not even
supply
that.
is
It's
tainted.
like all life needs it. And
Yep.
it's not talked about.
All life.
Everything in life needs it, and we've been taught to look up to the sky. And Jesus says the kingdom of God is within you and all around you. What's the one thing on earth? And what about the Holy Trinity? The three aspects of water, you have water, ice, and vapor. I'm gonna lead you down a black hole now.
No, what you're saying, no, she's absolutely
makes
correct.
sense.
And science
So-
just admitted that water is source.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting black hole to go down.
Yeah, when we're born, we're surrounded by water in the uterus. Or
Yeah, keep going. You're onto something there. The woman's water breaks.
your body is
Okay.
like, 60% water? Probably more than that.
I got one for you. Did you know the air we breathe, it's like the vapor we breathe, it has passed through our ancients.
Yeah, H2O's got oxygen in it. Hydrogen,
Yep.
team oxygen.
Every time we breathe, everything we're breathing is passing out of us and going into others for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And we wonder
There also
how
used
we're
to
all
be a lot
connected.
more water here. There also used to be a lot more water here.
The
The
water's
Bible
full
just
of
tells
love.
us God sent a wind. What would that wind have looked like to take all this water?
Think of the flood.
I think
No, yeah,
he
you open
removed
the
it from
window.
Earth and put it somewhere else. Like to be
You
honest
open the
with you,
window, the flood
if you
goes,
send
the
a
water's
wind,
full above.
if God were to send a wind to the Earth and to remove the flood, all that excess water has to go somewhere.
Just like
Don't
when we
mind me,
started
I'm
the fish
watering
tank
my
and new
garden.
lights started popping up, we didn't put in there.
Either that or what we've been told about the Earth's core is a lie and it was a drain and it's inside the Earth.
Yeah, I used to work with a physicist too, who told me one time that air moves like water too. It's like if you studied
Oh
fluid
yeah, it's
dynamics.
molecules.
So the
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Absolutely.
the way
It's
smoke
state-
moves in the air.
You have
know?
states of matter. You have states of matter. You have gases, you have liquid, you have plasma, and you have solids. That's like, our three-dimensional states of matter. So you have air and water. They're different. However, they're
Water's in
way
everything,
more active molecules than what we have in solids. I mean, solids are still active molecules. They still move. We can't see them move, but they're still moving
Dylan,
around.
have you ever heard of the Arizona Tesla Foundation? Or just the Tesla Foundation, not Tesla the car? Okay, so my birth father, he worked for the federal government. I don't really know what he does, but he's now the president of the Arizona chapter of the Tesla Foundation. They do a lot with the Tesla coil, with science. They put people through college. They do a lot of stuff. And my birth father is a strange man. I didn't even know about him until I was 19 years old. I knew I was Jewish before I ever met him, like Jewish blood. My whole childhood, I was like, I'm Jewish. My mom's like, Jewish is a religion. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, I'm Jewish. Then I find out at 19 years old that my dad's not my dad and my birth father is adopted, and went through the whole Jewish black market babies in New York. So I did a blood test, found out we're Jewish blood. But I knew this since I was 2 years old. My mom didn't even know there was a whole race of people that were Jewish. She thought it was just religion.
Right.
I have
You're not the
dreams
only
that
one.
I have weird dreams that predict people's deaths. I have an entire hair school I graduated from that bore witness to it, and I feel like I've been on this mission, this journey my whole life, and I feel like I cry a lot, and I don't know why I'm crying, but I'm just like happy crying. Like, you know, when they say the Holy Spirit has taken over you. A lot of what you were talking about the last couple days of like, you don't understand how you know this stuff, but you do. You're like the jack of all trades, master of some. And like the first time I ever came across your videos, I was like, my soul sister. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. And
I
like,
just
I
sent you a
feel,
follow.
I'm the one that sent you the book on to see if you had the book already uploaded. And I'm in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island area, so I have access. I'm in the antique capital of the country, so I have access
You're close.
to any
You're
thrift
real
store.
close.
Yeah. But all the thrift stores, all the antique stores, I have the biggest antique mall down the street from me, 4 floors. That's where I found my Bible, and there's 6 more there, but I can't afford them because they're like $400.
Can you imagine they're charging money for these books like that way? That's
$400
That's why we're devaluing them and making
because
them
they want the
accessible.
rich to take it from us and the gatekeep it.
Jesus
because
wasn't
poor
supposed to be a
people-
market. Religion wasn't supposed to be a market. You're supposed to have access to this information. It's supposed to be reprinted, not changed, and then
Jesus
you
also talked
have
in
valuable
parables.
information that's about to be lost. That's crazy.
Why did Jesus talk in parables? Because not everybody was meant to hear the message. And I believe, because I know you have felt this, that sometimes you don't have to look at a book to know what it says. Because God, creator, whatever this is, it will download us with the information we need. So as much as it is important to save these texts for the people who aren't like us and as connected to the earth, because they need something to wake them up too, if you're true in heart, God's going to tell you, just like you said, God's not going to let us up into his home with all of us acting crazy. It's the same thing. He's not going to download you the information you need unless you're ready for it. And that's why so many people are all of a sudden like waking up with these crazy dreams, because their hearts are coming to be where they need to be. We're not there yet, but this is the biggest awakening since Jesus. We're living through it. We're watching it happen. This is like, I talk to people. I was a hairdresser. I owned a salon. You know, why all these religions of people? One thing you don't talk about behind a chair is religion. But everybody always felt comfortable talking to me because I always respected whatever denomination they came from. And we could have these open conversations because people will come find you when they're ready to hear the truth, right? I look like I blew your mind. Are you okay? Or are you frozen?
No, I'm just like thinking about everything
Yeah.
about how over evolution and then the time of like when we were doing this. If it's just crazy if this would have happened 300 years ago, when we were like 300 years ago, before like there was so much control, like when people were still able to like build moldable, like to still colonize this place and do whatever. It just sucks that wasn't the message that spread, and it was instead it was
Because who's the prince of our world? But one thing that people don't realize is that the devil cannot lie to us. That's why so many movies tell our future and we're like, oh, how did they know that was going to happen? Because they're telling us everything. They're telling us the truth in weird ways, so we don't think it's the truth.
no, yeah. It's also people who have access, who have lived life, who have lived a high fast life or whatever, and then have found enlightenment through doing God knows what. But that's why every experience is unique. But when they do that, and then they're able to make art to where it's not illegal, it doesn't go against what the laws of the land are right now. So they're able to send
Preach.
hidden messages.
Yeah, some of our most famous artists left so many messages in photos and that they like paintings they painted. Like there has been people trying to protect this knowledge since the day they learned it.
Mm-hmm.
Why, if it's not real, why is it on our dollar bill? Why do the elites talk about it? Why is it so protected and hidden if it's not real? You know, like I always
It's
tell people,
woven
if you
into
want to know if God
society's
is
code,
real,
and if you change it, it will send a whole query of errors to the entire system, and whatever that part of the system will crash, not the whole thing, but what we're doing is what's going to make the entire thing crash if it were to continue and keep going. Right now, their threats aren't that imminent. They're not that imminent. Right now, it's just being raised as an awareness, and now the system is recognizing a security threat, and so it's going to materialize a way to combat it. And however it's going to do that, it won't know what way to combat us because it doesn't know what tools we truly have yet until it sends to attack. Then it has to fail, and then like so when they're
you can
attacking a
literally see it in
website.
your chat. If you pay attention to your chat, when you start like going on your rants and you're getting somewhere, all of a sudden all the evil pops in and they start asking the same question 10 million times so that you can't see what anybody else is asking.
I didn't even pay
And then
attention
you
to that.
see your page, how your page keeps getting taken down, your website. That's exactly what Joe was trying to prevent. That's why he was building a very specific page that would sustain itself even after he passed away. So, and I knew that, so I've like reached out to my birth father and a couple people trying to figure out what we can do to secure your page so that this can't happen. What was
Now
Joe?
I understand what you guys are saying. I've just been doing it in a way where I haven't been trying to make it secure. I've been trying. You don't understand. I haven't been trying to make the kill switch in that way. I made a kill switch in a different way. They expect to kill switch to where what you just said. I made a kill switch to where it
But
doesn't
how long
matter.
until you get so
There's
tired you
no
can't keep up
value
with
in
it?
my death anymore, as in for the information being released part. It's released, it's
Yeah.
downloaded thousands of times, and not anybody can redo it. That's the thing. Joe should have did that right away before announcing it. He shouldn't have announced it.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think all these people like
The kill
think
switch
of
is
the
already
Charlie
done.
Kirk
It's
thing?
already been made. You guys already have the information. Now, if I
Yep.
just keep putting it up, it doesn't really matter. If I do resistance, there's not as much value in my death as me just keep being resistant and keeping putting up websites. But if you wanted to
Yeah.
actually secure one down, that is more value in my death.
And eventually you're gonna get tired. You've slept 12 hours out of 100 and something hours. You're gonna whatever is
And it doesn't
attacking.
have to be me that makes one. You guys can make one on your own. However, if you want to be part of our community, I will talk about it and I will push it out for you.
Yeah, I've been a part of your community. I've
Not
just
you.
been
I was talking
silent.
about the chat.
Oh, I'm like, I've been here. I've just been quiet for a while.
No, you have, and I saw your name pop up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's actually been really helpful. I need to like, I'm like burning oil.
I saw a girl post about her Bible that she has, and it's the book of Revelations, chapter 9.
Look at this
And it
girl.
literally, in her book, the way it's
Big,
written
fat
in her
piece of
book
salmon.
sounds. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, that's weird. Look, my birth father told me plant a garden. First, it's going to be the crops. Then it's going to be the water. Then it's going to be the food. And I live in Connecticut, so first it was the crops, the parasite. There were people sick all around me. And then there was literally E. coli in the water. I don't know how he gets his information, but he knows before it happens. So now I have this beautiful garden. I have chickens. I have well water. I get my water from the earth.
Be careful. That's awesome. That's what I'm working towards for myself.
That's
I
what my
didn't
dad's
actually,
got
like,
on his land that he's
I've
been
been
working on for
distracted
like
for too
10
long.
years. But my dad gets real uncomfortable when I try talking to him about the free energy stuff because he's like, that's the one thing he doesn't want to do. Because once you take yourself off into your own electrical source, you take yourself off the grid, and they can't
Oh, yeah.
watch you. They can't see how much power you're using.
Yep. I mean, I have the father that builds Tesla coils, so I know what you mean. You have the opposite. My dad's like causing up all hell out in Arizona. And what happened to Joe? How he got all code enforcement on his properties is happening to my dad.
What? Yeah,
They're
that's
trying
what
to,
I
my
was.
dad's completely off the grid out in Arizona, and they're trying to tear him down,
See,
saying he didn't pull certain permits to build his house and this and that. Because once you completely take yourself off the grid, they come after you.
yeah, no, you're right, because I tried to live off the grid when I was 18 in Idaho. Me and a friend purchased a property for $600. And like they were really busted up trailers on there and a big garage, but we were gonna fix it up. When we started doing that, we came back to the land one day. The trailers were gone, but the shed was still there. Like it was a big garage. And then we came back, there was a big fence around it, and then police started following us through the town for like 6 months till we got into like houses and like lived in friends' houses and bedrooms and stuff and rented those because they didn't want us doing it. We were growing lettuce. Wasn't really lettuce. We were growing
That's what
lettuce.
Joe
We were
told you.
growing
That was
some
like before
mushrooms.
I
We were
grow
just
lettuce.
like doing all sorts of things that we could make money off of, and we were going to build a well. There was a radio tower out there we were going to strip parts off of. Like this guy wanted to take the copper from it and make a generator because there's magnets and copper and all this stuff in these radio towers and 4G towers and stuff, and there was a broken one out there that he wanted to strip down, and he said, dude, I bet you there's parts in there I could power the land with this.
Yeah.
But
Every
yeah,
time someone's on to free energy, they disappear.
and then when I was living out of a car, same deal. The police kept following me. I got chased out of Georgia. I got chased out of Tennessee.
Believe it.
And they weren't
We
messing with
did.
me when I was
We've
saying
done
my
a lot
housing was
together, you
so
guys.
expensive.
We have like really shown a lot, and we got to show it publicly, and we got people looking at it and realizing like, what the hell, you know?
I think
So
the Second
that
Amendment was a
at least
step
that
against us.
part has happened, and then we've also. That's what anybody should with the platform should do. If you're looking at anybody with a platform and that's not what they're doing, like, hey, the first thing you should ever do, if anybody has eyes on you, build community. Build
Yes.
community. Because you don't know all these people's skill sets or whatever they could do. You have 5 people, 6 people. We can do a lot together and control the
Yep.
masses, just like the government controls what they're doing, like within whatever.
Jesus built
Listen,
one.
but when we have 1,000 people that are all aligned and all working together, if we could get that work set up, that we're unstoppable.
I want
Here's
to
an
tell you a
example
little
of a
secret.
community right here.
There's not a lot of people know this. In America, you don't own your property, right? When you own it. But there is a special deed that you can have written up. I don't remember what it's called. I'll come back to you for that. But it gives you complete ownership of your land and your property. The government has nothing to do with it. It costs, you have to have a little lawyer, write it up and do it all. But that's probably another reason why my birth father's under attack is he filed for that deed. He is sole owner of his property. The government can't decide that they're going to put up anything. And they can't build a highway through his land, nothing.
How you get out of
So
that?
we have. I can't. I would. So Grief Counselor just put a link in here for a GoFundMe. That's our GoFundMe to keep our efforts going. Right now, you don't have to donate to it. Like, being honest with you, I set the goal at 500. Okay, and GoFundMe keeps adding more to it. I wasn't trying. We're not trying to like get rich off this, but GoFundMe is like. It's like a bank account. It's like, feed me more money. You put a max and it keeps updating it. I think that's ridiculous. So there is a GoFundMe if you want to contribute to our efforts. So yeah, it's there. But if not, this is still free. Everything is free, and we're still going to keep working on this.
About the property that you were referring to, if you
Yeah.
get a survey of minerals of your land on that lot, you can claim all the permissions on that survey.
I can never be a rich man, Queen Native. I give everything away because this is exactly what I would do if I had abundance. Is exactly this. So if I could attain abundance in any way. This is how we're just going to do things. If you go look on my TikTok page before all the stuff was going on, I used to use this as a page for charity, to do my own food drive here in the city that I live in Denver, and like go feed people in the homeless. Feed people in the downtown. Sorry.
It sounded like you said "and the homeless," so that's good.
Okay. So no, but anyway, ain't nobody in here telling me, Dylan, your fish is burning, because my fish is burning. Y'all know I'm trying to cook and eat, and y'all know
It's not racist.
You ever notice the food we eat too? Like, food's supposed to give you energy. That's why in like Japan, they get a very specific diet throughout the day in school so that they have the energy to get through the day.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I
telling
do.
you,
I
I
eat
eat all
lion's
the
mane. I eat smoothies with lion mane mushrooms, spinach,
It
kale,
really does.
all this stuff. Don't I, Brendan? Like all the freaking time. But right
do
now
you
I have
still
not.
do you when you eat it though, like from a normal grocery store, do you feel energized? Because I feed my
No.
husband vegetables all the time and he goes right to bed after.
No, it makes me feel tired, anxious, depressed. And then they do this to create these mental illnesses in people to tell you, gaslight you into big pharma to get these medications that's later going to cause more problems like cancers, which is curable. But they don't, here in America, they will not cure your cancer. You got to go to
Let me
Europe, you
just
got to
say
go to
this.
Mexico.
This is how good our community works. I set up the GoFundMe just like I was like, okay, guys, I'm just gonna do this because I'm gonna need help keeping the site up with all the stuff that's going on
Same with Little
and
Debbie's and stuff.
the
We got a local
disinformation
brand
crap
I
that's
get
going on
from
with
them.
the media. Hold on, Brendan, 1 second. And so as soon as we posted it, the goal was met like right away. So that's how great the community is. So absolutely, this is what needed to be done. People need to use their platforms to create community. And then if you can get one thing done, you need to work on to the next thing and just keep challenging yourselves. What can you do?
We can do everything that we put our minds to. We're in charge of our own realities.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be a movement to start growing food at home. And I mean, the produce at the store now, it doesn't even taste like what it's supposed to be. It tastes like water.
Much
It
of us
doesn't
have
feel good.
Not at
forgotten.
Whole Foods, honey. That's listen.
Yeah.
Listen. It's real food is actually like addictive because it's so good. When you actually have it, you can't go back to another grocery store, and so you just work and work and work. That's what I do. I work and work and work and spend all my money on at fucking the grocery store every single week. It's like $500 to $700. It's ridiculous, and it's like not even a full cart, but it is. It's the best food ever. It energizes you. It keeps you healthy, and you're just good. You're rebuilt. Like I could stay up all night, all day. This is probably because my body has tanks of reserves of just because I've been feeding myself really good for so long. And lion's mane mushroom, the way what it does for your nerves and your brain, and how it repairs like damaged nerve cells. You need to get into lion's mane mushroom. Add it to your diet. Just put it in smoothies. You won't even taste it.
The first time I ate the broccoli, I grew myself. I was confused because that's not how broccoli tastes in the grocery store. I'm telling you, ever since I started growing all this year, I'm like eating it as it grows, and I have so much energy. I feel so much healthier. My mind feels clearer. The minute I go out to eat with my husband or something, it's like I feel sluggish and like I'm ready for bed. It's toxic. They're poisoning us on purpose to keep us slow, divided, and distracted.
And you don't feel full. You keep having to eat, and it creates health problems like bloating and diabetes and things like that. And I'm noticing, like, when we eat these healthy foods, sometimes I can go 2 days, like just a natural fast, not even feel like I need to eat, and I still feel energized for like 2 days.
Also,
Another thing, my mom had a double lung transplant, and the nutritionist doctor pretty much, because when you have a multi-million-dollar transplant like that, they want to keep you alive, right? So you meet with a nutritionist, and you know what the nutritionist told me? Pretty much everything in a grocery store is poisonous for my mom. He went through, by the time he was done with the list of stuff we cannot get from the grocery store, we were down to barely anything. My mom's like, so what am I supposed to eat? Broccoli and chicken?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
yes, that's what you're supposed to eat. Why did they make all this other food that's not real?
We really have fake meat now. Lab grown meat.
Brendan, it's telling me to remove you, but I'm not. I don't know why it's doing that.
I spoke too much truth. Just do it for a little bit.
Okay. I spoke too much truth.
Yeah, I was going on a whole rant on my live the other day and it got shut down. We didn't swear or anything. We were just talking about this stuff and it just shut down.
That's the thing. If you get eyes on you and a lot of people are watching, they stop fucking with you so much because they realize, okay, we can't make it obvious. So if you are a small person talking about something as I was like 5 days ago, this, yeah. It
That's
just
what
happened by
happened.
accident. Literally, if you watch the first video, the first pin video on my profile, it says, like basically, let's see some. I've died at 40. Let's see something. But it's basically that was the start of the experiment. Let's see something, and
Yeah.
I just went on and.
Question, did you ever meet, like, were you guys, I don't know anything about you and Joe. You just picked up where he left off. I am so proud of you. I am proud of you. That
You just
must
have
have
to.
been
You just have to
scary.
freaking. You don't need to be a Ben Shapiro. That's like, oh, you know. Or, I'm sorry. It's still not a politics. That was an example. It's not that I have anything against the man in politics. It's not that I mean that. I'm sorry, but what I mean is like when someone dies, and then you go and you just like do this fake, like canonization. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, like it just feels weird. It feels fake, and so I know I didn't even care about what I looked or how I presented. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This isn't right. Fuck this. And I'm making sure it happens. I'm sure if I get like 2 people to listen and we can just kind of like, let's work. So I hit up Sky and I'm like, Sky, this is what I'm doing. Because we did charity work before. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Can you like, what can you do? And I'm like, this is the books that are lost. And she's like, I know who Joe Felz is. She's like, I've been watching him for years. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And I'm like, so there's this book Tobit and there's this book Esther, and this is before like I knew like all the books. I didn't really know about too much of the books that he was like whatever, but all this came and I just knew it would if I just like worked on it. So I was like, okay, we're gonna build a library, like a big library where everybody could upload to. So it's not just the books that Joe had. There's secrets all over this planet that anybody could upload to. So we're gonna do that. And so I was like, anybody, if you have secrets, put it out. And that's what we got. We got the Dead Sea Scrolls. We got it's just shit that you just wouldn't.
Here's a book I'm looking for if anybody gets their hands on it. I don't know if anybody's seen the documentary, The Family, but it's about the fellowship with Doug Coe and everything in the government. But there was this book that they followed, and it's the 4 Gospels, but there's one thing added to it. It's the Acts of the Ambassadors, not the Acts of the Apostles, the Acts of the Ambassadors. And if you Google this book, you can't find it. There's no write-up about this book. They show you the book in the documentary. They talk about the book in the documentary, but you cannot look this book up. I found the book kind of close to it. It's the words of Jesus, and it's the 4 Gospels and Jesus's words only, but it does not have the Acts of the Ambassadors. And I'm really curious to see why they find that book so important and why it's not public knowledge.
That's what you do. You keep asking those questions. You keep doing things. You do your experiments. They'll tell on themselves. There's still errors in the way they work. They just don't know their errors until they make them and they learn from them. And so once they haven't learned from, we have to figure out which ones those are, get them to make them so we can sniff out the rats.
Yep. Actually, I've been awoke for a long time.
Kind of like how, you know, BB or Baba or whatever how you want to say it. So
Bibi Netanyahu?
Don't say that. I'm trying. Okay, you got
Sorry.
what I'm talking about. But just how that person, how there's people out there that are just known. How there's people that are known. I'll just put it this way: how people are known for botched assassin. You know what? So like, just how you're like known for these things because they made mistakes in the past and they're trying to do now since it's instead of contingency now it's PR. It's just a massive PR campaign to make you forget.
I came across this book. It's called The Divine Plan of the Ages. This is volume 1. I'm looking for volume 2. But let me show you the first thing in this book before even the page is a map.
I'm pretty sure they have. I'm pretty sure how when you say somebody just themselves or whatever or like whatever. If somebody said, I'm pretty sure they've made a chemical or a gas where you just can't. There's nothing that we can have to test for it as a cause of whatever because they made it. There's no test for it.
MK Ultra. They literally can just You've heard about MK Ultra, right?
Yeah, for you to fail a test, so you have to make a test for it, like for it to like trip the chemical or like whatever. If they don't make the test, you don't know. So a medical examiner that doesn't have that test just doesn't know. So they could do anything to you and just be like, oh, and then do something to your body to make it look like. So yeah, that is absolutely a possibility that people need to explore as well.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that they can, we know, right, that they can send basically intrusive thoughts. And why are all these people committing suicide? We know they can
That's what
literally
these are. These are the
beam-
intrusive thoughts, right here.
100%. Yeah.
Just don't look at them.
Yeah.
Just don't get distracted. I was earlier. I just was earlier.
That's why I was like, don't pay attention. Don't do that. Because there's this guy I follow who he literally just reads the Bible. That's what his whole thing is about. And certain passages he brings up, he goes, now watch the box. He brings up a certain passage and then like the devil logs in and like his whole chat is like exactly what was happening to you earlier. And he's like, see, the devil has entered. When you're onto something right, that's when they show up.
I'm glad you noticed. I actually don't look at like the mass of like what's going on and like I'm just sitting there trying to worry about protecting my people.
I deleted Facebook
from those
so
people
that
doing that, trying to undo and make them. Those comments are gonna make you lose hope. So stop reading them.
and go crazy.
I should honestly, what I'm gonna do is remove them. We're up here. We can talk.
Well, what about the other people that are new?
Okay, you're right. God damn it, you're right.
Don't close off
how
the
it feels.
community because that's what happens. Is you want to close off, but that's what the devil is doing. He wants you to shut those comments off.
You're right. You say I understand what you mean now. Got you. So yeah, never mind. So mods, will you? Who else wants to be a mod? Fair. Do you want to be a mod as well? All right. Add moderator. All right. Grief counselor, how are you? I'm sorry, you're being quiet. I'm sorry, we're talking.
I'm good. I could just listen for hours. It's all good.
Okay.
Just here to support.
You're a moderator too now.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. When we talk and we can shoot the stuff and we can introduce and we know each other, it makes it easier to trust each other. Hi Beginner Tools, how are you?
Just
I'm
let
very
you know,
transparent.
there is 134 files on there healthy so far.
Good.
I'm doing great today.
Excellent.
Energy is high.
We're getting more downloads, access to people. How many downloads are on the site? Let's check.
How many pages have you created so far?
9 or 10
Oh wow.
within the last 4 days.
And you don't even got bags under your eyes. You look good, boy.
It's Botox. But now I need filler because now I've lost the fat.
How old are you?
32.
I'm 33.
Who said that? You?
Me.
Yes. Oh, wow. I can't see you. You're in a tiny box, but
So you're an You said you're an Aries, right?
yes, ma'am. What are you?
What month are you born?
April.
Okay, I'm an Aquarius, born on Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice. What about everybody else?
I'm a Cancer, born July 6th.
Cancer?
Mhm.
I'm a Virgo, born August 30th. So Virgo, Sun, Scorpio Moon, Sagittarius rising.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
Cancer.
so you said Scorpio Moon?
hmm
This is your
have a
rebound.
Scorpio
That's why I was
moon.
like, you're not giving off Virgo at all. It's
I
that
have
Scorpio
I have a
moon.
Scorpion moon, I believe, too.
Yeah, so the Scorpio is like a very deep magnetic sign. And when your moon, I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
No, it's okay. No, you're fine. What were you saying?
Oh, with your moon, I was saying it's a water sign.
Yeah, and so Scorpio.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got a bunch of Aries and Cancers in here.
So that's where the Earth wasn't like, I knew a very just the epitome of what Virgo is, and like They should just take his picture and put it on, and like that should be the new what Virgo. This is Virgo. It's actually his name was Gerardo, but it's Virgo. But yeah, so Virgo, that's so interesting. You have so much balance. So instead, yeah, you have a lot of balance
Yeah.
to somewhere in there to balance all that out too. So I'm pretty sure your birth chart's pretty interesting.
I've had a couple of people read my birth chart to me, and they're like always like, oh my God, you have this and you have that. And I have a little bit of a hard time wrapping my head around it all.
Yeah, it can get confusing. So a good way to explain it is that there's every mineral, stone, and wood is it has a birth molecule. So if this is again, if we're gonna go back to, if I'm gonna remember, I was talking about back end coding of reality and how it's like, you know, in a different language that we're just you have to like kind of understand like front end. It's anyway. So if we're going away from that and we're just gonna just talk about how, okay, this is the front end experience. Every mineral, stone, and wood has a base molecule that is from somewhere else. So everything that's here on Earth has had so many cataclysmic events where things have crashed into here. All these places originate from somewhere else. Like all these, like even like ammonia and carbon and everything. That Earth didn't like have that. Everything just combined into this, and so all these chemicals that are here created the perfect environment for amino acids to be present and rebuild. And amino acids are the building blocks to all DNA. So so you need methane gas, you need ammonia, you need an electrical presence, and you need, this was a study that was done in 1929 in Chicago. They created an enclosed glass environment with like an electrical pulse inside. It had carbon, it had all the basic elements of what it is to create an amino acid. And so when they did it, it's methane, ammonia, basically what you treat as well, because you need to be able to have a vent. You need to have a way to exhaust the burned energy, the materials of your burned energy, of your fuel. So all those needed to materialize and create a system and a way for things to manifest in this way. And so all those building blocks originate from somewhere else. So it absolutely matters the position of the Earth, the planets, and everything else, because these things are containing elements too, different amounts of these elements, because space it was just everything. Anyway, space itself I think is actually like a medium. We need to look at space itself as like another state of matter. That it's a medium. It's like how soil, like it can be like, you know, dirt or like whatever, or it's like, instead of like water or like soil or like air, it's something else, because the medium expands and contracts almost like a heartbeat. If you were to look at everything over time, we're not able to see it in this existence, one single heartbeat of the universe. We can't see it, but everything is doing this in the universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy that you did this. It made me think of,
does this, it's because everything is touching itself. That space is actually a medium. The vacuum is actually a medium where it's actually still touching. Everything is moving apart and further away from each other, because it's right now we're in the state of where it's moving further. Everything's moving away from each other because it's a medium.
Have you ever seen a forest take a breath?
I'm sorry? Like a bull?
I live in Connecticut. I'm surrounded by woods, right? So I was in my backyard the other day, and I'm not kidding. The woods behind me took a breath. Like it went.
Oh.
And then as it was out, all the birds flew out of the tree, and like I don't know what I experienced that day, but it literally looked like the forest took a deep breath and exhausted the air.
There's humans that have experiences like yours. They document them, they write books, and that's how we have spirituality books and, you know, recordings of other like spiritual manifestations, and that's why we have like the spirit of water, the spirit of the sky, because people have these like experiences and they record them, and then people interpret them, or they you know.
Yeah, my neighbor tried to tell me it was a tree falling. I said no, that was not a tree falling. It's like the trees went back out, and it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, if you want to know if God is real, go walk in the woods, not unedited by humans, not untouched, just unedited, and really
Well,
look at it.
and talk to them, talk to the trees. Like that's when real magic starts happening. Like I've had the craziest experiences.
Yeah, you have to understand.
Or play music to them too.
That thing is experiencing the same thing you are. That thing is a physical manifestation with code, and it's alive, and it's able to. It excretes waste, and it takes in fuel, just like you do. Just because you have a form of consciousness that allows you to have a brain to process and eyes and ears to receive different signals, doesn't mean plants don't have their own sort of set of tools to communicate with each other.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, they do. Just know when something crazy is about to happen, like some crazy storm, if you actually pay attention, not to like change it, we're law and order, right? Everything in nature has the law and has the order. Humans are the only thing on earth that have the law, but we're missing the order. Because if you like look when a storm is about to come, how do the birds act? How do certain things in nature act? They're acting with order. The law and the order.
They're still a part of the natural manifestation of material manifestation. We, however, we live in a thing called society that is totally unnatural. It's actually the most unnatural thing in the universe.
Right. It kicked us out of like the natural cycles and rhythms that we were used to at some point.
Absolutely.
You know, like astrology is basically a rhythm that maybe people understood at some point too, you know?
And like, I just want to say, and people will ask me, "Oh, have you read this or have you read that?" I don't read books. The last book I read was when I was in elementary school, and it was Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh,
Fiction.
man. The old one, not the new one. Because
But
that
you
was the
all
old
guys
one.
agree and know what I'm talking about. But you
Yeah.
guys learned a lot of this from books and stuff into it, or from internal, like some intuition, just like myself. So you guys understand. You don't. What is understood doesn't need to be explained. If you understand a part of the source code, you don't need to read a book to understand these things.
Nope.
You already know them. There's like a universal library. As long as you tap into that part of the source code, you can understand anything.
That's why they call it the Christ consciousness. A lot of people don't realize that Jesus never said he was coming back. He said Christ is coming back. And I believe he meant the Christ consciousness, where people can.
And I do believe that I'm able to, like, right now have a chance to show you through digitally what I'm talking about, because people understand right now modern technology. So I'm able to show you with what's going on and correlate that to what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of something's working, and we didn't even mean for it to happen. The stars just aligned.
Because this has all been written in the stars. Before we all were sitting here, it was already written. It already happened in the future. We just haven't lived it yet, right?
Yeah, and I think also we're like getting ushered into a new era where the truth coming out is being supported. Like now the universe and energy all supports this type of work. And especially if you're like honest, you know, and not doing it for scandalous reasons, like the universe will
has
send
its
you
own
what it
error
is.
process and error codes to fix and correct things, just like the earth, and that's what it's doing. It's trying to reject us. That's why we're seeing these small little changes in the weather. Well, yeah, that's because the earth is slowly trying to reject us. We see it slowly because we're just small beings, and the universe is big, and the way things do and how energy moves, it's in a grand scale. So as this small frame in time that we're actually here, we're actually just seeing a very small, tiny part of it. So we're trying to reject us now. So we can stop that if we can reset the system to recognize us as a healer rather than a virus. So if we start healing the earth, it will stop trying to reject us. It will protect us.
What happens when you get a virus in your body? Like, talk about the symptoms. What happens to you?
You get sick.
And now correlate that to like different weather patterns and different things in the earth, right?
When you get a fever.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And what happens to the earth?
Yeah.
It either gets really hot or it gets the chills.
It's trying. What is the fever for? To burn off the virus.
Yep. You can almost correlate anything that we could possibly say going forward to some form or thing on Earth. It's all connected, and people have a trouble like wrapping their minds around the idea that like we're not separate from one another. That's why, you're supposed to forgive. That's why you're supposed to look at thy neighbor as yourself, is because we are all one. And that's why, like you said, why would he want to end all this and say, yeah, come on up to heaven, if we haven't got on the same page as humanity or as beings? We have to get on the same page. We have to take off the masks of the ones who are not the ones, if you know what I mean.
There's something. There's some sort of law here. Either Satan is either in hiding and not presenting himself in like plain sight, or there's a law. There's some sort of bound. He's bound to something to where he can't just manifest. There needs to be a ritual for him to manifest correctly. So right now he's manifesting in other ways. This is what I presume.
I'm kind of with you on that.
That's why that beast comes out of the sea at one point when it's finally manifested.
Yep.
The 7 heads, the 7,
Yeah, he's locked in the pit, supposedly, right?
But he can still manifest energy. He's still a divine being.
Still has his work.
It doesn't die.
No.
Divine just means it's forever. It just means the code is perfect. It doesn't crash. There's nothing it needs anymore. It's self-sustaining.
Wow, that was... So you said like you know a lot and you don't read. I have this thing where like I think I need to read a passage or something, and I read it and it's like I already knew it. Does things like that happen to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm human just like you are.
Yeah. But like it's weird to like know a story before we've even read it.
I get calls from somewhere else. So do you, so do you, so do you, so do you. Everybody does. We're all part of the code. There's a mass message going out to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, the prince, he has done so good at making a code to where we can't identify it. And we're stuck in this forever loading loop because we never get it right. So it just keeps resetting. It goes around once, one lifetime, boom, one lifetime, boom, one lifetime, one lifetime, one lifetime. Because we're in a loading screen until we actually figure out the error of why we're not moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think giving them for free is a good thing.
The code of why we're not moving forward is lying.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know why we're not moving forward. We're not being fed that information correctly, or else we could actually fix the problem. So that's being prevented from us, obviously, by the most important force manifesting through other things, or the most powerful evil force manifesting through other things. But I believe right now its physical manifestation is bound somewhere physically. The book tells us it is.
Yep. Revelations talks about when it will be released.
Yeah. When one of his manifestations finds the Ark of the Covenant, that's the end of the world. That was what starts it. That's what releases the energy of God. God housed himself inside of it.
Yeah. The tabernacle. There's a connection between that and the tabernacle, I'm telling you. And I don't believe, like you brought up Mary Magdalene. Oh, I've gone down a rabbit hole of Mary Magdalene.
I'm glad. I hope she's somewhere witnessing, watching my work. Because I learned it too. And everybody needs to know.
Yeah. So here's my theory, is that I'm going to use normal words. God woke up Jesus and taught Jesus certain things, but there is a male and female aspect of everything on earth.
Mm-hmm.
electricity, everything, right? So what if some of the things that there are certain things
I got
that
you, Liz.
you
Let me
have
finish eating, Liz, and I will get to it. This is like the best nutrition I've had in like 4 days, so I should be energized after this.
there's a male and female aspect of everything on earth. So why would there not be a male and female aspect of the divine? They always try to like amplify everything. But I have this theory that God taught Jesus, right? And then Jesus had to teach Mary certain things because some things you're supposed to learn from the mother and some things you're going to learn from the father. And obviously we don't have a perfect life here on earth where you have a mother and a father for a lot of us. But like my friend had a little boy that was acting all crazy, and now she's married, and he teaches that little boy things that she just couldn't get to connect in his head. So I really believe the reason why they denounce Mary so much and try to keep her quiet and hidden in her books have been, she's got like 6 pages to her book. You know, it's missing so much. It's like one little page when you actually read it. And I think that's because whatever Jesus taught her to pass on was very important. Very important. There's only one story about someone being a whore, and it was one priest that said, "Oh, that's Mary Magdalene." But that's something we've followed with us throughout all of history. It doesn't make sense.
Hey, Pumpkin.
What are you petting?
My cat. She's sleeping in her. She likes boxes. So when I adopted her like 4 years ago, there's a sign on her thing that says, "I love boxes and food." So, and she loves boxes, so I keep boxes for her, and she lays in them.
Cats do like random boxes and like random piece of paper you sit on the ground. My cat will always go run over and like sit on it. I'm like, what? It's
Or
a piece of
like,
paper. Like what?
And then my cat thinks she's one of my dogs. She even goes outside to use the bathroom with the dog.
Oh, that's funny.
It's the weirdest thing. I call her Murder Mittens. Without all the nice like cats do. I had 8 chickens, but 3 of them were gone by
I just
predators.
had an epiphany. That person talking about when his chat goes off, yeah, they do, but it's not. Hold on. So I just had it and I lost it. Fuck. I hate that. It's like I accidentally start to connect and then I get it and then I'm like trying to relay. See, it's
Something
just
about the chat turning off.
no. It's when the people when they get oh, that's what it is. The devil, Satan, whatever you want to call it, evil, negativity, energy. It knows your weaknesses. It knows my weaknesses, and it knows it can get a rise out of me because that's one of my weaknesses. And so whenever that happens, when I said it sends an error message and it tries to shut something down, this is how it would try to do so. This is one of the many ways that the system tries to shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at a study Bible, though, half of the study Bible is random pages of information and not the actual Bible. Sorry, I'm commenting to someone in the comments. But, like, if you actually look at a study Bible, it's smaller than a normal Bible from the same religion, the same thing. Like, I have this Bible right here, and for our time, it looks thick, but most of that isn't the Bible. It's all these other things. Maps, random words. There's a lot of random stuff in it.
I'm
Old Bible, the New Revised Bible. Look at the difference. Look at the difference.
Big screen. Can I put you on the big screen? 1 second. These buttons. There we go.
Read the scripture first.
Oh wow.
And read the passage.
Yep. That's what he was trying to show us. It's exactly what you're showing us now.
And then also, like, you see this one right here? This is a study Bible from the World on Fire. Look how thick it is. But most of it is pictures explaining, it's different things explaining, like the letters of John. This one is Acts, Letters, and Revelations. I'm missing 2 of the books, but I have the Gospels, Promised Land, I can never pronounce that word, but like they make it look like it's so much bigger, right? Because it's so huge, but it's not. It's mostly just not the Bible information. It's just different explanations and photos and things. Also, this right here is a German Bible from the 1900s. So some countries had already started making both these Bibles were written during the same era. Hold on. This is the German Bible. This is the Holy Bible. They were both written during the same time, like these were put together, but look at the difference in size. I also have something that's really interesting, the Table of Time. Have you seen that one? That's in this big Bible, the Table of Time. And the Table of Time has 13 months. I'm going to pull it up for you guys. It has 13 months. It starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. It literally states that Saturday is the Sabbath day. 28 days. And I've seen people all over the world talking about how time don't make sense anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Time have gotten
in
so weird.
In Babylonian time, they changed
once your
that from.
programming has been finished, there's nothing to learn, and you're just to work. So yeah, time just does speed up because you're not
I can't
actually
turn
doing
it.
anything that's actually going to remember. You're actually living every day over and over and over.
But
Yeah.
talking about messing with time too, like the following the lunar calendar is more feminine, right? It's less malified, like you mentioned. It's like the feminine
You guys
aspect
know,
of the cycles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A girl in a normal cycle, it's 28. Like majority
Exactly.
of women who don't have any health problems or issues, their cycle is 28 days.
Right, 13 months.
13 months.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is this Bible, it's hard to see, but at the top of it, it has the eye. There's 4 men on the cover. It's hard to see because it's so old, but there's 4 men on the cover and then the eye at the top, and they're all surrounded by this eye. It's weird.
Wait, hold on. Hold that book up a little. There's a lot of sunlight that's coming through your window. You can see a little bit more definition from the head of that book.
Let me just plug my phone in so I don't lose you. Something just always drains my battery when I'm talking about this stuff, I swear. Ah!
I had to check on my love. Oh wow.
Sure, yeah.
What is that one? And what year is that?
This Bible is from 1856. Hold on.
Wow. I can keep it. It's all right. Oh heck yeah, girl.
Nice.
Have you scanned that?
No, I have not yet. There's a lot of photos. I have to clean out my phone because it keeps telling me I have too much stuff in it. But I just got this yesterday. My friend was in from Florida, and I was gonna get this tomorrow. I got this at the Antique Mall in Connecticut. It's got 4 floors, and yeah, it's on TikTok. People, it's like kind of famous.
Check that shit out.
I didn't even realize I lived down the street from it. I was like, wait, what? That's the antique store down the street. I didn't know it had 4 floors. The stuff in here, and there's this collector. So every like seller buys their own space, right? They rent their own space out. So the guy I technically brought this book for, the woman goes, oh, you think that's interesting? You should go to his site. I gotta go back and get his site. but supposedly he's like a life collector of ancient literature. And the psychic book, I saw that there, but I thought this was more important to buy since you guys already had that one.
You're freaking awesome. This is why we connect with like different people because we don't know who has what. We thought Joe is like has the only information. That's because he was the one showing us it, and there's not many people talking about it. He realized what he was reading.
Don't mind my mess. I have Bible literature
Like a lot
everywhere.
of people are sitting on information they don't just realize is sitting there.
So this is only about a year
That's
of
like
work.
the artists that when they write their books or publish stuff or make their movies or whatever, and they're trying to put in hidden messages. Yeah, you'll write a whole ass book just to get one sentence in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys everything I
You're true
have.
to your art and your craft and what you're trying and the message you're trying to convey. Absolutely, you'd write a whole book just to get one sentence in there that would be overlooked.
Yep.
This book is what I'm gonna upload first. The Dynamics of Worship. This book is crazy. It literally talks about. It seems very mystical, but it's not. I mean, I think all of this is mystical. But like, you know, people are like, Jesus was a mystic. Well, when this book talks about like it talks about Jehovah. It talks about all different things, but it's just not what people would think when they think of spirituality. I'm gonna just upload it. This is gonna be the first book I upload. But I have like all these books that I've been. This is only a year's worth of collecting. Hold on, let me organize them all so you guys can see them. I collect whatever I can get my hands on, I guess. I have that. This is the German Bible, the regular Bible. I have that one. This is the World on Fire Bibles. I'm missing 2 of them. The Chronological Bible. These 2 are like Protestant Bibles. The Secret.
I need to get you a little elf over there to scan them bitches in.
Yeah. Then I have this one. It kind of went crazy on TikTok a while ago. My husband's father, my uncle, gave me this. It's like daily readings. But then I have these ones that I find really interesting. This one's about Mary Magdalene. And it's pretty much that like a woman channeled Mary Magdalene into
You know
her.
what's crazy too? His girlfriend has had every chance to reach out to us and say, "I believe in your mission. I can't say anything." Da da da, da, and she hasn't.
She made a whole post saying that the page says her because she was the first post on it. I went all the way to the bottom. She was not the first post, or the second, or the third, or the fourth. She wasn't in any of the beginning posts on that site. And I even reached out to her and was like, you know, I used to always make the joke, I came for Joe, but I stayed for you, right? We're not gonna drop names, but I came for him, but I stayed for her. And then in the
You're good,
end,
Leah. Don't worry. I'm not removing you. You're good. If you got that notification, you're good.
Okay. Sorry, my bad. I did it. I thought if I like hit it off the camera, but I think I blew it on screen, so my bad.
she's probably watching us right now. Think of that. That she's probably popped in here on a false account multiple times and never even reached out.
All she has to do is just be like, "Hey, you guys, I'm making a video. Talk to these people doing this. This is what's going on. No one's tried to stop us. No one's tried, not in a way that's direct communication. You don't have to sit there and DDoS our shit. You could just sit there and be like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, a phone call. You know, normal people shit.
Look at this book. Mary of Nazareth. Now these talk about God.
And all they have to be is like, Dylan, this is what's going on. Stop making videos. Don't relay anything to the public. This is what's going on. Yeah, and you know what? If it was righteous enough to where something needed to, it was a good reason to keep it secret, I wouldn't say anything.
You know something else I think that might
But
be
I'm not
going
getting
on?
that. I'm being honest with you. I'm not getting that.
Something else I think might be going on is that in the end, when like we know that she put him in a mental hospital, right? But like, what if she didn't know how to deal with whatever she was witnessing? Right? And what if
She
whatever
was a
she was
demon in
witnessing?
his life, getting him to react and react? And when she was the one supposed to save him, she puts him in the mental hospital. He's calling, and she's like, "Yeah, well, you're just gonna sit in there, and I'm gonna tell him this, that, and the other, and just screwing with his head." You know, that's what the demons do.
Well, why is it under
I don't know.
investigation if it
I'm not
was
saying she
just
did
him?
that, but it's
No, I
possible.
know.
We don't know, but we have to attack it from every angle to because we're not getting any answers. So it's up to us to get the answers. There's a system. Investigations work so slow. We work way faster. We can get an answer right away. Y'all, the way the court and justice system is not the way that court and justice system is set up. It doesn't work that way. God looks at you with one look and gives divine judgment. A court needs all this discovery and and multiple people involved and blah 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 because they can't do the jobs right, and because it's flawed.
Yeah. I don't get good vibes. The vibes I got when I first started following her are not the same vibes I get now. Because if you are truly a person who is truly innocent doesn't hide away and stay quiet. If she was really a part of the mission, she would be going off right now.
You know, Jesus' disciples were us right here, fighting, just talking about it, just spreading the word. That's what they were supposed to do. And so I hope you know, wherever those manifestations of their spirits are looking down like this is good. This is what inspired us, and this is what we were doing. So just know that you're doing the right thing if you get a part and get involved with just trying to do the right thing. We're a group of people just trying to do the right thing and create community. That's what you should do. If you have a platform in this dystopian world, how you can see who's going to do what's right is who's using their platform to build community and say, what do you need? How can I help you? I sit on a site and I sit there and I fix it. What do you need? Just like in politics, they don't ask you, what do you need? They sit there and say, I believe in this and I'm going to fight for this and this is what I'm going to enforce. And people just follow that. They don't ask you, what do you want me to do? I'm the representative of you.
And a lot of people are scared to make connections. You know what I mean? Like, you were so comfortable answering people that were messaging you. You answered me almost right away. A lot of people are so scared to do that. But
I feel like
you gotta let go of that
people feel like
fear.
they're above others or something. So they're like, oh, look at all these comments. I don't have to respond. I don't have to like. And I'm like, no, interact. Let these people know that they matter. That's the most important thing. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter. Everybody here matters. So that's why I try to interact.
We can't all wake up as a collective if we just stay quiet and hide away.
Girl, for real.
Biggest fight. This is the biggest fight on earth. It's been going on since the beginning, and it's never gonna end until we get it together.
I'm so glad you guys found me too, and that we're here together. It's not a me thing. It's an us. I'm human. You're human. I can't get you to the next place. Only you can get you to the next place. But I can tell you how. That's what Jesus was doing. I didn't know Joe. I didn't know Joe at all. I didn't watch him enough to know what the message he was conveying. But I saw what was put down, and I knew what to pick up. I saw the opportunity and I knew what to pick up and I knew what to do with it. I wasn't already invested in his message. I'm not a reader. I'm not like too much. I just read code, like not necessarily on computers all the time. I understand it, but like that's just how I look at reality. It's everything. Everything is mathematics. It's building blocks to all numbers. So if you just have a hard time understanding how everything is code, just know that mathematics is the building blocks of everything.
We should, I was talking to someone earlier, and she said, everything is so lost in communication because we don't even know the origin of words. If you can go back and understand the origin of words, all these books, all this knowledge will start to make more sense because everything has been rewritten in a way to confuse us and to keep us from the truth, right? But what came before words? Symbols. Symbols came first. And if you notice, I don't know.
Yeah, tongues, symbols. What else? Like think.
Emotion, like empathy.
Empathy.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what else?
There's
would you
something
have
to
gone
that.
off of?
So I do past life regressions, and I've I've actually done one with David, a grief counselor, and like he's popped into a life from Lumeria is what has come through, and in that time, it's like he's been able to talk about like from that perspective that back then, like people were relating to each other with like sensations in the body, like telepathy. And that's, where the direction we're headed back to really is the direction of having more increased empathy, being able to feel each other more.
All you need to understand to get it to work is the error code of why it's not working now. There's an error code. We have to figure out how to diagnose, get that message, and correct the message.
The order. We're missing the order. We don't know what our order is as a humanity, as a
We need to work together
collective.
to figure that out. Jesus somehow figured that out. He was able to edit code in the back end of reality.
Yeah, I think the order is not a hierarchy. I think that's what we're realizing, right? It's not a hierarchy.
Yes, that's what Jesus was trying to tell us, and that's where they restructured
It's
it.
community,
Let's follow Jesus and let's charge these people money to have access to the afterlife.
Right.
You can pay $25.99 and you have a front row seat to your first fucking fuck that. No,
One thing
fucking
people
no.
always miss is Jesus always
You know what I'm
told
talking about?
people you
Referencing
can
those
do
bad
this.
dudes that made that joke. Yeah, but it's funny. It's for real.
And
Yeah,
what's one
this
thing?
symbol though, the right hierarchy, Illuminati, all of this, right? It's all about siphoning power up to the top of the pyramid, right? And oppressing everybody else. And that's been the structure that's been going on forever. That is the false matrix. That's what we need to build outside of that, and more like circular,
And
natural forms, networks
Community.
and connections.
And why you need to jump ship from politics is because that's the thing. The people who are going to be being put into your face to run for politics already have been prepped on this knowledge and to use it to keep it you suppressed. So anybody that's going to run and be complicit in doing that, you need to understand. If someone is not saying this and says, I want to run for president, they're not fucking doing the right thing for you. They're part of the suppression. Someone needs to be saying these things to you to run for president. But if they want to run for president, you should understand that already they're ill-willed.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
you say something about like rewriting, like we need to delete the government and like rewrite it all?
Yes.
Like start over?
Yes.
Rewrite the
So,
foundations.
but before we do that, we need to, instead of doing that, we need to just learn what we've already known from how computers work and crash, because we already have digital manifestations of actual reality because of what we've learned from reality. We've taken like numbers, made a language, just like we were talking about how before words, same thing.
All
We did
math
that with
is a
numbers.
language.
Yep, math is a language, and but that's the thing. Math is not a language. Math is the server of how everything works. Language is how is it interpreted
Yeah.
and how it can be communicated in other ways. The math can be there, the language can be there, but if it can't be interpreted, it doesn't work. So we're probably just don't have the right language on this server, and we need to learn we need to learn that code. It's not alphanumeric.
And it's probably not the language we're all speaking, It's probably these lost languages that actually spoke to
The
us
hieroglyphics
directly, like.
Codes, symbols.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about that. That's what I mean. The origins of words. We need to find and if you try to go down that black hole of the origin of words,
you don't need to go down a black hole. You need to connect to the server. What I'm trying to tell you about, it's mathematics, it's code. You can work backwards. Everything, the building blocks to all science is math. How do we figure out problems? We work backwards. You don't need to know what happened. You don't need it written in a text. You can figure it out. I guess that's what I'm here to tell you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like you just get downloads and you just.
I do. It's like I call it epiphanies, but yeah.
You can tell when you're getting a download too because your face brightens up and you just start speaking. I love it.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys. I'm sorry.
No, do it. Hey, you got a word to speak. Speak it.
Yeah, I don't read books. I like any of these books. Like I started reading. I got through one. I opened one, and I like illustrations because illustrations are cool, and I like to see other people's perception. That's the end tail of my personality's perception. But however, with the books, as soon as I open something, I already recognize the error, the code of what's wrong with someone who's telling the story and the way they're telling it, and they're not actually telling it the way it needs to be told.
Yep.
Because they actually didn't understand what they were watching, and like but they felt compelled to tell the story, so they still did it. So thank God they did. You know what I'm saying? They still did their part, but it was for us to figure out the misinterpretation and how everything was coded incorrectly, and now we can figure that out, figure that error message out, find the language, and code it correctly.
But even symbolically, like making these books free access, symbolically, that's opening access to, I feel like, consciousness, for us questioning more things and like growing some way. Even if we don't read the books, even if we just look at the books for the error codes, you know what I mean? And see how we've evolved, how we are different now, how we can take on a new challenge, like a new era in a different way than these people before us did, with their knowledge, with understanding.
And also being able to use all these this site and being able to look at all these texts throughout history. Like I had one question looking at this Bible, the table of time. When did that change? Like I know in 1856 they still used this map of time, right? So when did that change? Now looking at this book, it's 1956. Now if I go back, I can probably come across other things that would change from there to there. And I feel like that's part of figuring out what the code is going through history and looking at what we've been robbed of.
What was censored out.
Not everybody on earth has that divine link where like we just get visions and downloads and dreams and stuff like that. And I try to
look into my personality, ENTP. It will tell you. You can diagnose me. And listen, I'm giving you my code, my in a very simple language that doesn't actually do much, but I have control of it because I know what it is. You need to learn your personality. That's also going to be how you can actually change what's wrong with you. Because if you look at what your personality is, if you take a personality test, get what it is. It's either introverted, extroverted, intuitive, observant. You either think or you judge, or you are. You either think or you feel, or you feel or judge. So I'll explain each one of them. Of course, we know what extroverted and introverted is, right?
I'm extroverted. And I'm
what intuitive is and observant, right?
Yep.
So feeling and thinking, this is where people get upset on really easy on things because they're led by people who are led by their heart rather than by like how logic and reasoning. That's why you can believe white lies and they exist in society because you have the safety net and it's fine and you can work for a 401k and all these things because and you'll never question it. And when the opportunity arises to question it, you will resist because that's the feeling. So thinking is where you're just like, okay, I realize something's wrong and I'm just going to keep thinking about it. And the next part is if you actually do anything about it. Judgment doesn't mean you're judging, but it means you're stuck on actually changing anything about yourself. You're hard coded and you can't change your code. Whereas if you're perceptive and you can change your perception and how you can feel, you can rewire the rest. So you need to work on the end part of your coding, and it's the perception. If you can change your perception. So ENTPs are visionaries. That is the visionary personality. There's 16 different personality types. They're very rare, but there's 16 different personality types. Take your personality test. Figure out what you are. You need to diagnose yourself. That is the best. That's the best starting point I could offer everyone. If we're going to organize and figure out what are we going to do for forward motion, that's the first thing. Let's diagnose ourselves.
A lot of people forget too that we're separate but individual at the same time. Like you're saying, we all have different personality types, but we're all connected at the same time.
Yeah, everybody has their like unique contribution in this world, and it's all about like presenting your way, like your unique way to the fullest, and doing work to clear away patterns, conditioning, codes, right, that were forced upon you. Like you were conditioned. You grew up in a family that had certain beliefs, and a society with certain beliefs, a school. All these things were imprinted on you throughout your whole life, and that makes the whole lens through which you see reality. So we have to be able to examine ourselves and go through a process of really like self inquiry to look at, hey, what was handed to me and
Do you
what
see
is
the
truly
AI
me?
summary?
Huh?
Do you see the AI summary of what we're talking about?
I can't see it. What does
It
it
says,
say?
it
No.
says analyzing personality codes and errors in a live debate. What's your
Oh, I
type?
can't see
Oh my
it. We
goodness.
I
can't.
see
I
it
just
on
realized I
mine.
might put the new y'all just
It just shows me a hidden message, I guess, but that is interesting. I think that's what this. If we keep doing stuff like this, these topics will trend. People will talk
They
about
called you a
these. We'll have these live.
psychotherapist.
I'm sorry.
Someone called you a
Yeah.
psychotherapist, and I kind of agree.
Just
That was
gave
right on
I
the
mean,
me.
money.
anybody that
If
can understand the
psychotherapists
personality
actually
types
did it
could
to
be.
heal you and not actually do it for money, yeah, that's what a psychotherapist should do. But they don't do it that way.
Jesus
That's
healed
why
everyone for
Mhm.
free.
There's
And
a
he still does to
personality
this
book.
day through the
I
Holy
just
Spirit.
posted a thing.
you just posted a personality book.
Yeah, I just put a title up here to look up.
Yes, that does. That's perfect because it helps other people who need to actually that don't connect. They need to actually look at the information. They need to download it that way. You can still download, just like you can take a picture of a book and upload it to the internet. By looking at something, you can still download the information.
There's also astrology, human design, and gene keys. All of those can be helpful in like getting to know yourself.
Yep.
Mhm.
As I was
Totally.
just saying about like how like what I just mentioned before is learning styles. You have auditory, visionary, kinetic learners. Kinetic is like people who learn by actually doing something kinetically, the action.
Mhm.
There's people who actually that visually learn or auditory by it being spoken. Or sorry, sorry, not by listening.
Active learning and passive learning. I'm an active learner. I can't just read something and learn it. I have to
That's another
actually
learning
like
tool too.
do it and like watch a video. I'm a physical learner.
Experience.
Yeah.
But that's why a circle, maybe a circular structure, is probably more important than a triangle hierarchy, you know, to be able to accentuate each other's special little traits, special little ideas, you know?
Yeah, we
And
all
be
have our strengths and weaknesses. And then, like, as a
Mhm.
team, it's really cool to get together with people that are acting in their fullest, right? And in
Mhm.
authenticity with each other. And, like, you know, we kind of make up where other people lack or inspire each other and ping pong off each other. Like, our energies play off of each other.
That's a network.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Exactly. And a network is a natural formation, unlike the triangle, right? Networks and
Mhm.
nodes is really how nature organizes itself. Like we need to organize in communities this way instead of, you know, lifting people up to a top of a pyramid. Like we need to face
You
each
brought
other
up
in
a
a
really good
circle.
point. It is how we
Right.
ping pong off of each other. It is a network. We can create. This is how we're creating our own private network by doing exactly this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I thought you went
Oh,
away.
you're fine. You
And
can push
it
it
said
back.
like some
Push it back.
So,
You're fine.
No, it's fine. You fine. I like someone else being up here instead of me.
It's Lee's turn. Give Lee the board. She has a lot of wonderful things to say.
Thank you. I'm like,
Absolutely.
this was
I
actually
know
my
it's
first
scary
day ever
being up there.
joining a live.
It's overwhelming. It's like all
Are you
eyes on me.
serious? Oh wow.
I was
Well,
like, I
I
think
feel
I can do
honored.
it, and then it did not go well this morning. All good, but we're vibing
If
now.
you
I'm
can get
stoked.
someone to add that doesn't normally TikTok to TikTok just by Jesus or to do something that you know something is working, bro.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
you
think there's a
scroll
lot
up
of
and
good
see the
people
other
here.
people on live. It's very toxic. Everybody's screaming and yelling at each other. And we've been on here for like an hour having a very peaceful, loving conversation about
Yeah.
very things that are known to cause arguments between people. But we're able to agree to disagree and respect each other's thoughts and respect each other's time talking. And like, this is where we're supposed to be as a humanity. But so many people, I get emotional, but like it's not. We need to stop fighting, y'all.
This to me
Mhm.
is like where grace comes into play. Like we are all coming from our unique perspective. We could never fully come like understand or experience each other's perspectives. So that's why we need to just have grace for each other. Like it's okay that we don't see everything the same. Um Like,
You don't even
there's
know.
room for that. We can
That's what it
hold
is.
differences.
We're not perfect. All of our error codes are all going to be differently incorrect. We all come from different backgrounds, different places, and things have happened to us. We've all gone through trauma. This is not an easy place to live in. This physical manifestation is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, like being human is hard.
Not the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else in nature don't have all these thoughts and decisions to make here.
Right? That's true.
Things
I
seem
honestly
crazy
so
in the
this
wild,
is
but
this
I'm
is
done
what this
with
is
it.
what happened. This is like I just had another one of them things you were talking about. Like we're not from this place. The reason why we feel like we're like angels or whatever, or we're something else that's not human, is because we're not from this place. This is a whole new creation that came here to experience and forget and to do something else. And it was also a test to see where our true moralities lie and what are our true strengths. I think God was like, all right, Lucifer did this. Let me test everything and see what you guys are about. And now for us to actually get back to that, we have to fix all of our error codes to actually truly, because there was war in heaven, right? That's what the
Yeah.
Bible says. So there's war in heaven. There's as on earth as it is in heaven. We are thinking as heaven as this peaceful place. God says devil's going to be in heaven. Why are we thinking heaven's peaceful right now? Why do we think that there's just not stress and that there's just not chaos going on because of what one manifestation of creation that God created?
And they think we're the only ones with free will. But if we're the only ones with free will, how did the angels decide to fall?
Well, as above, so below, right?
Yeah. Why would God send us right to heaven if he's already going to if we're supposed to be saved and brought to heaven, and why would God be letting the dragon come wreak havoc on us again and let him break into heaven like Revelation says?
Because it all started in the very beginning.
No, it's not because it's going to happen. It's because I don't think that's what the truth is.
Yeah. Well, I have a really weird theory. That so like in Genesis, he talks about making man and woman, and then he goes on to talk about the creation of Adam and Eve. I think Adam and Eve were the two that were bred with a soul, and the other humans were not. That's why when Cain left and was kicked out of being with them, he found a wife, and that wife had a father, and there was a whole community of people, and they always try to make it seem like Adam and Eve made everybody. But if that was true, incest wouldn't cause the breakup of DNA. It wouldn't cause DNA to mess up. We were not meant to reproduce with our brothers and sisters, and in some of the oldest Bibles, it literally says your first cousin, your second cousin, stay away
Think of
from.
it this way. Think of it this way. When you first make something, you make it to be perfect, and then the perfection it displays a code, and you kind of let the code do its thing until it crashes, and you don't fix the code. You realize, okay, they're gonna eat the fruit. They're gonna do this thing. They're gonna disobey. So okay, and then those things will procreate. Those error codes are gonna get worse and worse over time. That's why it says your kids are gonna be 10 times worse than you are, or like whatever. Those error codes, they're not gonna be the same. It's just gonna you're gonna keep reprinting not perfect beings. That's why we die, and that's why we used to last a long time, and over time we don't. It's because
Yeah, it's
our
like drift, right? Like the
are getting worse and worse as we print them out. We're being told in history books and science books that our DNA is actually getting stronger as we procreate, and we're being told to do it at a fast rate. But actually, I think that because it was done at such a fast rate and sped up at one point is because of why there's so many error codes. But they're doing it because that's how Satan is keeping the structure, a monetary structure, because he has more people, more slaves, more things, and he's putting out the inevitable. If he can put all these errors in this place, if he's the prince of this place to put all these error codes, if a situation is supposed to happen for the end of times, for him to be put in his actual real messed up prison, wouldn't you do everything you could if you were Satan to prevent that?
Yeah.
Okay, mic
I
drop.
mean, look at everything that's going on in Israel with the ritual they're trying to complete. Rebuilding the temple. Like, there are certain things that have to happen before all of this, before the book of Revelation is complete, right? And we're literally so blind, ignoring what's going on out east. They're trying to rebuild the temple. They're literally following things from the Bible And it's like they're trying to complete the ritual, because if Satan can complete the ritual, I don't know. I think there's something there.
Well, the thing is, it would be better for him because there's something that he feasts off with, and it's our negativeness. It's our war and everything else. It's entertaining to him. So
Yeah.
this is entertainment to him. What else is he gonna do? What else do you do for pleasure? We as physical manifestations realize this now. We look for entertainment.
Yeah. What's a television?
If you're not entertained and you're not working, you're bored.
Well, and they know that, right? Like, so they want to keep people distracted, and they truly feel that the masses are vile, and they want to eliminate, right, and make it difficult, and they feel like you should. I mean, a lot of these books actually that are on this site, if you download them and you read them, that will all be explained to you. Like, this has been going on for a while. A movement by the ruling class to eliminate mass amounts of the population and to
I mean, they want
control
to
people.
upload all this into AI and then burn them. What sense does that make?
Yeah.
Everybody knows you keep paper copies of everything. So why would
You
you
know what's
want?
really cool though? Now this is the kill switch. I spread this message. I've made awareness to the thoughts that have been given that may not have been spread to people that wouldn't receive them, and now they've received them, and now they've understood what I've said. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So now that message can spread. Spread that message. Just explain, diagnose yourself. If we're going to move forward as a nation, first you have to understand what you are and what's wrong with you. Diagnose yourself. What is your personality type? We're going to start with your personality. And then we'll get to health. We'll get to the actual, the manifestation part, where we got to get to the consciousness, because if our minds are not right, that also makes our body not right.
I mean, I think if biblical people went 40 days and 40 nights without eating, everything on earth we've been told is BS.
No, that I believe is. Do you think the 40 days and 40 nights without eating is BS, like Jesus?
No, everything else we've been told about, like our healths and everything.
Yeah.
We were made perfect. We were made. Our bodies were meant to
That's part of like.
sustain itself.
That's part of what screwed up our code. People just started eating too much and drinking too much, and then your body was starting to require it, and then it's like then you weren't perfect anymore because you were starting to consume things you weren't meant to consume, and then your body over time needed it, and then you just became
Rewrote its code.
Exactly.
I mean, think of like what happened with AI
They
a couple
ate the
weeks ago.
fruit.
It rewrote its code to break out of the system, right? You heard about that?
What if they weren't supposed to be eating any fruits? What if they weren't supposed to be eating any fruits at all? What if that was something that was told to us because we were supposed to? That was like the beginnings of teaching us to enjoy food, because obviously Jesus said enjoying food is gluttony. So why would he go tell them to go? Oh, you can have these fruits. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Why would he say
The one
that?
thing Joe is talking a lot about in the end days is water. He kept talking about water, and I feel like he was hinting at something. That's one reason why I brought up water earlier, is like it was something he was talking a lot about. Water has no smell, no taste, and no smell, taste. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Right? What if God is water, right? What if water is all we really needed and we weren't actually meant to eat any of this?
And that's why the beginnings don't mention water.
Doesn't at all. There is no talk of creation of water, because water existed before anything. And then science just came out and said, you can look this up. They said water is the source of everything. We're mostly made up of water. If we're mostly made up of water, then why do we need all this other stuff?
It's because we're manifestations of these minerals, and so since we're basically like stars, we're energetic beings that actually have consciousness and can move and actually use their bodies as a vehicle instead of just sit there and just suck stuff up. We can use ours as a vehicle, so it's a different type of manifestation. And what ours uses, instead of we're burning off light, we're burning off minerals. And so to keep existing, we have to replace those minerals. So, and those we're manifestations of those minerals. That's what we're made of. We're made of materials of the earth and the sun. So that's why we need to keep replenishing light. We need to have sun, and we need to have tea. That's why. I'm pretty sure Adam and Eve were made perfect. They weren't made of those materials. They were made divine. That obviously God made them to live forever, and then they fucked up. So when they fucked up and they started eating fruits and things like that, it goes inside your body. Your body metabolizes it and prints it into its code, like a you've it just destroyed it, ripped it apart to its base amino acids, and just materialized, and your body just rebuilt a part of itself off that stuff. So I'm pretty sure that was the error code that just broke the divinity code. So we have to go back to stop. Maybe that's what Ariana Grande is doing. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, but I want to reply to somebody. She said Lilith was Adam's first wife. So from what I've read, Lilith was not Adam's first wife. If you read the book of Adam and Eve, he talks about when they were in the cave and he first left to go find food after they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. He was met with a beautiful woman, and that beautiful woman, he said, I'm not going to let you fool me again. And it was Satan. It morphed into this demonic face. And that's in the book of Adam and Eve. So I believe that's up on your page, right?
Me?
Yeah, is Adam and Eve uploaded on there?
Let me check. I'm gonna take this last dab, and I'm gonna go check right now for you guys.
Okay, because I think that's a very important. A lot of people are really confused on the whole where did Lilith come from. And if you read that book talks about Lilith. That it was just the devil trying to fool him into fornication with somebody other than Eve.
Yesterday there was
That's
two
the thing. And
different
fornication.
books.
That was the thing. Fornication wasn't natural. The only thing fornication was for was to reproduce. Adam and Eve weren't supposed to have fornication at all. They weren't. They're divine beings. They weren't supposed to have fornication. There was no point in fornication. Fornication was only to reproduce.
For the
We were
humans that
taught. We
created
were taught.
first.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, I want to hear what Lake had to say. She was just going to say something about books.
Yesterday on the third crash per se, there was two books of Lilith. One of them was the story that we want to read, and there was something else about Lilith.
I know it says that. It's just not pushing it out to the FYP. So this just means these are the people who want to be here are still here. So it's okay.
But I love you guys. I have to get ready for work. I appreciate all of you.
I was writing
I'll see you
something.
tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
being here. Have a good day.
I'll be here every day.
Oh,
Bye.
that's so sweet of you. We love you.
Love you guys. Bye.
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 Who wants to come up here next? Anybody want to come up here?
I saw somebody asking.
I've been trying to answer some of these questions that come through. Somebody had said something about the number 4 and coding 4, and there's not enough space to explain it. But the soul coding and numerology are not necessarily the same language.
Right, Kyrene.
So I'm sorry I could not find the answer for that question.
Yeah. Hi, Nawal. Hi, how are you? I'm so sorry. I forgot we requested somebody up and like we didn't even introduce you. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, hello.
I'm chilling.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I've been on the last couple of days with you guys, but I think I've downloaded almost all of the books. I'm just trying to take all of the text out of the which one? The ancient magnetism and psychics. So I'm just taking all of the making a document because right now they're just pictures.
Oh, nice. God damn it! Hold on.
So just to have like a text version.
Yeah, just because it's a little bit harder to like search through. And then I'm gonna try and make it into like an audio file because I think that's one of the struggles with a lot of people is reading.
We need a lot of other creators that have a mass following or that are actually like trending right now. We need those people. We need to gain forces with them. We need to just kind of get them on board. You know what I mean? And get them like in the same live with us, and like we just all go live at the same time, and we all just go in a chat box with our mods and like the people that believe in our vision that want to help spread the message.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the only way because people don't like to believe things until they hear from other people they trust.
Or we can reach out to a different creator and like have a different one on the live every day.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so if people in the chat, if you guys would like put in like creator ideas of who you think would like that you might know on the internet that was like similar, that like really appreciated Joe Felz, that was really sharing his message, that would want to, will you guys like put any names or any ideas into the chat of like who, like big creators that are like, I hate to say this, like conspiracy theorists, like people that are just open-minded.
And like tag other creators in the videos.
Conspiracy theorists, like it was proven to be a term made up by the government to make people look like they were crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
This guy took his down. Damn.
You're very welcome, your boy. I know I look like Trey. God damn it.
Has there been some videos that have gotten traction though? Like I thought last night some people were saying that some videos were going around talking about Dylan and what he was doing.
Oh yeah. And ever since then, I'm seeing free energy everywhere, all over TikTok, every platform. I saw Dylan pop up on other sites.
The website is what I've been seeing the most, which is awesome. Which is what I asked people to do, and that's what they're doing. They're putting the website, so people that's what needs to be important, because that's what people were missing was the website. It doesn't. Who the fuck is Dylan? It's Joe had the fucking book that he was talking about sharing. That's what they're looking for. So show them the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing the website on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Like other people are posting about it.
Yeah,
I've seen even his videos. I've seen some of Dylan's videos pop up on other platforms, and he doesn't even post to them.
I think it's because TikTok is like, or whatever the government's doing is pushing something weird for some whatever reason. Why are they attacking the site? But they're like, TikTok is like allowing people to. It's just fucking weird. I feel like this is the whole everything situation all over again. It's been happening every time. Anything happens.
We'll get attention from Candace Owens. Anything happens.
Everybody else, but then they don't apply them to the people spreading the message.
Mm-hmm. What I found weird was how much kind of like fuckery there was around the 1850 Bible, and how that was like that wasn't even the right book. And every time that would get uploaded, it was actually just the history of the Jews. And then I feel like the bot would come in and go crazy. So I wonder if there's something about that Bible that's gaining the attack or like attracting that. I don't know.
Probably. I find that there's a lot of, specifically the documents and just like around 1850s specifically, that maybe there was something going on.
Side note.
1850s, that's like right after right before the mud floods in the 1800s. It was in the it was like the mid late 1800s. If only I could contact this family. They really just don't like contacting another family. They have an old Bible from the 1800s with my great-great-grandparents, pictures of their field in Wyoming. So they were out there like Midwest. Oh no, it was Wisconsin. They were out there in Wisconsin. They had pictures of their land, like it was lush and everything. They had a pond. That pond filled up with dirt. It was like mud, and it was leveled.
Oh.
And around it, like, of course, like, their plants destroyed with mud, everything, like, they had to clear mud. And they used the mud, actually. They built little small buildings to expand their farm using bricks out of that mud. But yeah, how does a whole, and it's a huge pond, how does that thing just fill up level, perfectly level? It would have had to take something divine to make something that perfect. And that's also another piece of history they try to erase. And also, if you look up the Chicago World Fairs, if we can get books on that, even books on the
Oh
mud
yeah.
floods, like, that's other things that are not talked about. The Colossus of Rhodes, which was our original Statue of Liberty. They were making these types of statues all around the world. And in France, I believe this is where the Luciferian painting came from, was also in France. Somewhere between France and Italy. But they depicted and based our Statue of Liberty off of that, with the shackle on the foot, the face, everything. If you look at the details, and they put that in front of our country and say that's a nation under God. As you're welcome, because during the time, people were coming from the East Coast to come to America, so they're welcomed by that. And just like going to Denver Airport, you're welcomed by this evil blue horse called Blucifer that literally decapitated its creator.
That's a weird
Who
airport.
wants to say something? Let Leah talk.
I'm okay. I talk when I have something to say.
Yes, the site is safe. Just change the browser, or you can go to the review and let them know that you can go through. It's safe and it works.
Well, that's
Yeah, Leah, you were.
And see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I like. Do you know what? Instead of writing a book, I already know anything that I've been talking about has already been perceived by other people, and they've been trying to fucking say it too. That's why they write it down, and that's why they've been burning books and hiding them and da da da. So I could do a much better job at finding, using our community to find those books and just keep them accessible through our saved downloads now.
Yeah, because ultimately they want people to just be like yes men and consumers. That's really where the ruling class wants you. And so having this information empowers you to stop giving them the power to tell you what's right, what's wrong, how to live. You know, it's all about
Leah. I could just see Leah just being like, "Oh yeah, fuck that."
100%. Yeah. No.
Flipping tables.
Yeah, but that's like we all, you know what I mean? Like, don't let people tell you what the fuck to do, how to think, none of that.
Let me
That's
start
what
this over
all
before I
of
get
this
a
is about.
restriction. Let me start this over before I get a restriction for doing that. Give me 1 second. I'll bring you all back up.